Alrighty then, my gamers. 5 p.m. CET on a Sunday draws close, so let's get this party started, as they say. We've got show matches to play. If this is your first time with us, we are Bounty Hunters, a weekly show match event open to players of all skill levels. We're based in Europe, but technically open to, international gamers as well, if we can find suitable matches for you. We do in fact have one NA versus EU match planned tonight, wink wink, so hope that works out. The name of the game is, again, Guilty Gear Strive in the first to 7 wins format. I'm your usual host, QK, with you for the next 3 hours until all of the matches of the evening have been resolved one way or another. All right, let's get to checking out what's in store for tonight. Spain is really representing tonight, though, huh? As well as are the Nagoriyukis, and we have rare goodness representing both of those categories from the get-go. So we're starting this up with Jetstream Mark versus Vlink. So this match was, from a logistic point of view, was supposed to be Vlink versus, who was it? Memory issues. Marvel Big Wheel. That's the match it was supposed to be, but Marvel unfortunately had to, skip on a short notice. But we've got some backup from the Spanish community, and Mark stepping in to play this match tonight. Mark has previously taken out another, soft, fast character. I think Mark's last matchup on Bounty Hunters was against Milia. So let's see how Mark does it against the other speedster of the game. Then more logistical issues. It's still a little bit of a question mark whether our number 2 match tonight will be played at all, or which time slot it will be played as. Ina, Pridget versus TheWorstGuy, Faust are perhaps going to, as it looks like now, they're probably going to meet at the towards the end of the event if we're blessed with good news. It's some technical issues. Don't worry about it too much. We'll do it when we get there, and hopefully we'll get there. In the third slot, Mox versus Jalis. So Jalis has, completely committed to the Dizzy Nation, had very great success in the recent Finnish offline tournament reinstall, where we basically, other than Solid got Lewis, we had all the top superstars. So it was a very, very stacked tournament, and of course Jalis, if I recall correctly, made it to top 8. Yeah. Jalis was in top 8 pretty easily. It's pretty sick. So this would probably be, since there's a decent amount of time between that and the last time we saw Jalis on Bounty Hunters, there's ought to be some really great progress. So look forward to that. Then in the number 4 slot, we got the promised NA versus EU matchup. This would be East Coast to... would we say Poland is West Coast EU? It's kind of in the middle-ish, but I guess since we've got the sea route there, it's technically in the West Coast. Anyway, supposedly the connection is pretty okay, and this would probably be, as far as I can remember, Oddity representing the first Ino of Season 4. And we've had that, speaking of Ino, we've had the, what was the one of the sea tournaments that Daru took very, very recently? Was it even today? So in those, in sort of spirit of that, we're gonna see probably good stuff from our player here in the form of Oddity. Then we got Johnny Mirror, 2 newcomers, Metadona versus Cohortis. This would be also Spain versus Russia match, one of the 4 Spanish players of the evening, followed up by none other than the young Alepa superstar Hoplan. Also made it top 8 in reinstall. The golden boy who just keeps making it top 8 when other hard-hitting players are dreaming, wishing they made it top 8 in a high-profile Finnish tournament. Hoplan, the newcomer, one of the most new players of the Finnish fighting game scene, just comes in and fucking does it. So all the best for zawild trying to stop the beast himself tonight. I think Kai is probably like one of the more interesting prospects for playing against Nagoriyuki. I've always been super big fan of this matchup in general. It goes back to like the olden days of bounty hunters when we've had a couple of really good Nago versus Kai matches where a couple of Kai players were like, all right, I don't play Kai, but I think this matchup is Kai favorite, so let me learn Kai and play this mother freaking matchup. And they did really well, and I've been I go back to those moments like 3 years ago, back in the day, when those Kais did the unthinkable and bested the beast. Alright, enough about reminiscing stuff. In the last slot, we've got also first timer on bounty hunters, but certainly not the first time on this rodeo. Jest, Axel, also representing Spain, one of the harder hitting Axel players in the European community. Look forward to that as they go up against Poki, who's also one of the finest of what Germany has to offer. Anji player, it's gonna be Zoner versus Anji, which is always a very interesting kind of a conundrum, because you know, if you zone Anji with strikes, there's always spin, there's always RPS to be had. But since we are just about 5 p.m. CET sharp, let's go and circle back to the first matchup of the evening. So Mark stepping in on short notice to replace Marvel Big Wheel. Let's be honest, for Blink, this is gonna be a tough match. Even though Blink is, you know, up there, and I think has been leveling up as well during the period that when, you know, we haven't seen her play on bounty hunters. This is still Mark that we're talking about. This is one of the most beastly Nagoriyukis available in the European region. Like it unless we go to players like Verix, it just doesn't get easily better than this, right? So Blink definitely has their work cut out for them. But, you know, this is a character that has everything in his toolkit. Chip Zanif, very fast, good buttons, no really weak spots whatsoever other than the low health, which is kind of the curse of the speedster characters. Let's dive into it. First of the evening, straight running into the DP, and you know, understandable, burst immediately. That would have been a wall break that would have potentially been more than half of your health. Good check there on the forward Fukyo. That's gonna be like one of the most crucial, like layer 1 matchup techs to be able to check that forward Fukyo on command, depending on what spacing you are fighting at. The tightrope, wait, doesn't the tightrope ever expire unless you get hit? Look at that damage stuff from Mark. Just a couple of hits. That was, I looked away for a second and I saw like almost half of Blink's life just melt away. Like clears the Clone Fukyo with a DP. There are a couple of different options that you can play against that. If the opponent wants to go Clone Fukyo into close slash for Nago, you can definitely throw it, but throwing is dangerous if they go into a lighter button instead. Through the wall, and the tension is gonna start flowing in. Mark, not phased by the leaf crab, goes into the throw option very fast, and now holding Blink in place is super important here for Mark. I think no matter how much this damage does, like, don't look at the damage. The damage was like whatever, but being able to make sure that Blink doesn't get value out of that positive bonus, that was the big win. I mean, on the other hand, Mark did quite a lot of damage as well, so that ended up working out. But technically, in that situation, when you get wall broken with a hard knockdown, you're probably, like, your priority number 1 is to make it stop. Make it stop immediately if you can. Because every hit that your opponent is going to be landing on you, on that positive bonus, it's going to yield so much, and it's never going to stop. Ooh, very aggressive burst here for Mark. Seesawing back and forth, outside of the potential normal range of Blinks. This will be a wall break if Blink so desires. Take it. Why not? you technically have the neutral advantage. There's no way this super slow character is ever gonna reach you if you don't give them the opportunity. 5B out of the tightrope. Oh, Vlink is weaving back and forth. That's not quite gonna be a kill. Important FD there. Does Vlink get the punish? Yes, indeed. This should be an easy kill. We have so much meter. But the drop, it doesn't matter in the end for Jetstream. Mark just didn't commit to the FD, I think, or ran out of meter there. I failed to check the current resources. Straight from the 2D into take up the tightrope. The tightrope has been serving as the new Okizeme tool for the most part when you get the hits. You can definitely perform it out of neutral situation as well, but of course there are certain risks. Immediate wall break from the FRC bite, or bite FRC should we say. Rather even resources here. Dash forward, ooh, from the Beyblade to a throw. Oh my goodness, taking the throw as well. And catching the backdash with a bar slash slash. It is one of the weakest, normal bar slash functions in the game, but it is a very strange, very queer kind of bar slash where it reaches really far, has pretty decent active frames. Kind of like a button that you're not using for poking necessarily. That's for Nago's 5 heavy, but you're using for aggressive situations. It's very hard button for your opponent to escape. And Mark takes 2 in a row. Going back to the lobby, perhaps changing some details. We'll see. Definitely within their rights. To negotiate. Or just to change song or stuff like that. But yeah, so far, Mark is also very, very aggressive in terms of what kind of options he likes to take. Oh, okay, so I say, it's choosing a different color here. Going with the red means danger, as all of us know. Barely missing the void punish there with the 5 heavy. Sorry, 5k from Chip, of course. Very high blood gets there before the heavy button goes active. Yeah, you see Mark using a lot of those K buttons here for if you wish a heavy button. A lot of those Nago buttons are half a second to even 1 second of recovery, and you bet your ass Chip is gonna be able to take advantage of that. So you can't really whip buttons willy-nilly against this character. Right into the pressure, and this is it. Ooh, really great IBFD. Usually, you have to spend meter or some kind of resources to take your. Mark, are you okay? Those were some plays. So 2 IBFDs in really important places. Just casually doing that. Funny thing is, IBFD is such a high-level move that I would say 95% of the community. Oh, that's gonna be a miss though, and a punish. And I would say 95% of the community won't even be able to ever land an IBFD in a place where it ever matters. That's kind of how hard and advanced of a technique that is. And Mark just casually lands it 2 times in a place where it absolutely did matter. All right, raised with the instant air dash over Mark 6B. So getting out a super jump as a Nagoriyuki is a rather economic way of taking away real estate from your opponent. So technically, if you ever manage to get a super jump off as Nagoriyuki, even if you have kind of low blood, that definitely buys you something. I saw a flash of RC there from Mark, was trying to do something, but it does not work out this time, and they should do enough damage to put Vlink on the board here. Definitely the pace of the match changing here in the game number 3. Where Vlink was able to control it well enough, and then, I would say getting Nagoriyuki to high blood is your kind of your first task of many matchups. Because then Nago can't blood burn, can't neutral skip. All he can do is super jump forward, perhaps use Fukyo forward here and there. In this situation, yeah, you could Fukyo forward, but is it gonna be worth it? So then the rest of the kit is just 2 S's on, or 5 heavies to the other side. Oh, but I'm still able to block the block pop. Which side are we on? The wall run into the whatchamacallit, I forgot what button that is, but it was, they had basically hitbox on Mark's face or his head. I'm not sure where we were, and probably neither did Mark. That's some nasty mix-up right there. Alright, got the instant block, which you should, yeah. That's the power of it. So the reason why Mark is IBing the Rekkas, if Chip goes Rekka 1, Rekka 2, low Rekka is punishable if you get the IB. So that forces Chip to go into the risky Rekka 3 overhead, which you can then block. God, that looks so grimy. I thought for a second that the tightrope would take Vlink to the other side. But damn. We've got the new move tech definitely on point. Lots of resources here for Mark. Vlink is understandably worried about it. Where's the burn gonna come from? It never comes. Mark just saves it for the next situation. That's RPS. That's playing the guessing metagame. Of course, your opponent would think that in your last hours you would spend all of that meter and not take it to the grave. But that's that creates the good stuff. Was able to bluff, get the forward Fukyo, and no response from Vlink. Vlink has been able to, nullify that forward Fukyo here and there a couple of times in the matchup already, but it's the mental stack. The mental stack is the name of the game. Sometimes when you're thinking about too many things, you might let it slip. The forward Fukyo might slip you by, and then Nago is in your face throwing you, or even worse, doing a close slash reset. And that's terrifying. Nice instant air dash over the button once again. This will open up the avenues to steal this round here. Big counter hit. Won't be able to get the super here. Would have been kind of nice, but I mean, we're really fast. We can get there just like that. Very late 6-speed, but still able to tack the landing of Blinks. Into the bite. We have a lot of soft options here. We could party. Mark is patient though, waiting. 2K stops the approach from Blink. Instant air dash jump heavy once again. Probably wants to spend all of the resources available here just to take this round immediately. Yeah, that should get it. This will get a wall break, and that will guarantee at least decent amount of damage to take out the last pixel of Mark's. Just disengaging from the get-go. That's a big RPS win, able to make Mark use Clone Fukyo very early. And look at this, the bot is very high now, dancing just outside of the range of the far slash. The jump K, hit from the other direction. Over the overhead, gets a knockdown. Disengaging for a moment, nice whiff punish. Doesn't quite have the meter to break the wall yet, but next, perhaps next is it. Finds the low, no hits confirmed. Mark waits for the overhead 6P, mash it in there. There's no way to get through that if the opponent is, just wanting to press it. But it's not like Chip doesn't have options to call it out either. Any hit is good. Samurai Mix would be good, and probably standing on outside of the throw range that many other characters would have here, but Mr. Nagayuki here with the extended throw range, same that Potemkin has. Very brave, Fukyo forward, goes for another one. Blink doesn't buy the second one. Into the overhead. Next hit is big, unless it's a throw. Strike is the one that we're looking for. Strike is the one that would put Mark through the wall, and with this amount of risk, this actually might be a kill. Going to super? Not even needed. That's the power of risk. Just a couple of hits on the opponent. Even if it's Nagayuki, even if it's one of the, actually, I don't even want to say lower damage hitting characters, because Chip is a damage beast in the corner for sure with the right stuff as well. I mean, there is no low damage character in this game. Where did that hit come from? It looks like you're kind of slicing the opponent from the other side, but still, Chip is on the left side still. Look at this damage, for instance. Yeah, that was combined with a couple of the wall run specials, which Mark did block there. So again, testament to how important of a mechanic the risk is. Speaking of the risk, look how much Mark has at the moment. Misses the close slash, goes for another one. Blink gets the escape here successfully. This should be a kill. There was a little bit of OTG. No, not quite. Mark still. I'm sweating here. Even though Mark basically has no health left to spend, one hit is what could immediately change the fate of the set. Very nice spacing there. Mark's completely with the Beyblade from the half screen away. The knockdown. What's next? The patient pressure. Catches the backdash, and then Mark with a very nice timing there, able to interrupt the basic Kara super pressure sequence. Watch the overhead, and Chip, when we have meter to RC the overhead, is very powerful on offense. You kind of know that it's like it's probably coming. It's gonna be some sort of like a high-low mix-up coming, and you can't really interrupt it very easily. I mean, the overhead Rekka RC is easy to interrupt. That you can just like DP if you're a 9-framer, or you can mash your 6P. But Chip could go low with an FRC as well to catch you from mashing. Oh, the snipe from Mark! The sort of whatchamacallit, the signature Mark move. Misses a couple ones. And still able to land with that jump K. And ready with the 6P, there we go. Nagoriyuki definitely not known for the speed of his anti-airs, but if you predict, if you react early enough, ooh, speaking of reacting, what was that half of your life with just a 6 heavy? That was with a pretty high blood as well, so those heavy buttons hit really hard. Backdash PRC into a successful overhead mix-up. Alright. Available to all characters who have, you know, backdashes that take you airborne. I'm not I'm not salty or anything playing one of the characters who, you know, has a non-airborne backdash. I think is Chip actually one of those as well? It's kind of like Sin, Oscar, Chip, if I recall correctly. Ooh, the far slash, able to actually hit confirm out of that. That was the first far slash doesn't dial into it, but actually confirms into a proper combo. That is experience showing. With a stop sign, 5k prevents Vlink from running in, but run in she does still. You can't prevent this ninja coming at you forever. Lots of IBs, but that doesn't necessarily get the most important one. I think it's the Rekka 2 is the most important one to always get an IB on if you can. I mean, Rekka 1 is useful as well depending on the situation. And of course, if you can get IB on Rekka 1 and 2, it's even better, because that puts Chip in a really precarious position. I'm Mark ready to burst up here. Doesn't want to get wall broken. With this amount of resources, Vlink definitely has some explosive capabilities here. Catches Mark out of the jump D. That's the downside of that button. If you go for the snipe and the opponent is ready to chase you, you are in danger. Speaking of danger, this won't be a kill, but Mark has no resources, no 50 meter. Well, at least has a deflect shield. But will he go for it? I think, yeah, this is definitely a safe round. This was Mark basically saying, alright, I could play here still with deflect shield, but the likelihood of me actually being able to do anything with that is very low. So save and go into the next round. Nice check there on the forward Fukyo. Vlink showing that. Ooh, but another great check from Mark. The 5P against the clone, which basically will land a hit on Chip anywhere they are. Ooh, gold burst, not so plus, or rather not so minus. So Mark wasn't able to get a clean punish here, but will be able to get the round for the successful hit afterwards. This has been surprisingly close though, considering, you know, the perceived skill tier difference. Maybe there is none. Maybe I'm just, you know, dreaming a fantasy here. Nice spacing here. This is, I think, one of the premium ways for Nagoriyuki to actually fight against DPs, especially the weaker ones in the game. Just use your disjoints. Oh, with the FRC! Catching Blink, blessing something! Those FRC lows from very unassuming looking block strings are extremely common, but yet relatively high level kind of stuff that you don't necessarily see from just about anybody. Or from just anybody is like what I wanted to say. Ooh, the shimmy there! Mark goes for the gold burst. Positive bonus. Landing anything in here is big, for Mark has been able to build the 50 meter. Yeah, that too heavy, even though Blink was basically on the other side of the screen, that would have been whiff punished, because that too heavy whiffs for 60 frames. Very easy to just run in there for a chip. Oh, that's gonna hit. That's gonna hit hard. 2-hitter, close slash, 6 heavy, and OTG 6 heavy was probably available after that as well. You're going straight into the coffin. Players playing the jump angle this time. Mark able to push Vlink into the corner. We get out of there with a DP and then into Genrozan. Finally landing one of those. Keeping up the pressure. Nice, caught the backdash, so that will be the wall. So that puts Vlink into potentially a really good resource situation here, depending on what Mark chooses to play. Takes the that was really interesting. Took the safe jump as a hit. Oh, I think this is a guaranteed hit because you are air dashing forward, and while you're air dashing, there is no way to block during the initial frames. So you're eating the super here. The blood is being slowly relieved. Goes for a hard bait here. The delay, gold burst. RC, no! Vlink was looking for the RC, but he came back so slow. I think the overhead could have been RC. Maybe Vlink even tried to RC it there at the very last moment, but RC has a startup as well. Wasn't a positive bonus, but it didn't build up fast enough. This time, from the overhead RC into a pressure reset throw. Mark is out, but also on a really high blood. That 2 heavy is gonna help immensely, and that 6 heavy as well. Tries to bait for the jumps. Jump D, missing completely. This is dangerous. Vlink is about to go eliminated from this set. But the instant air dash jump heavy, giving her a chance. There is RC. Oh my god, what a hit confirmed! Street Fighter! That was from Level! Did she just do it, or was that a hit confirm? Can you do that? Is that legal? Are you so out of your mind that you just, in the brink of the defeat, just go Rekka 2? Alright, registers as a hit. Let me go for the Kara Super. That's absolutely nutty. DP out of the corner once again, but Vlink is slowly running out of that resource called life. And here comes the Reaper, takes the last of her, and finishes the set 7-3. But oh my goodness, it's like, especially the middle part of the set, I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't have bet that this set was after the first game was ever gonna be even ever again. Yet even it was 3-3 at one point, after which Mark took a little bit of a sprint here. But definitely a very valiant defense effort, or like whatchamacallit. I'm trying to phrase this as kindly as possible, because, like, you know, let's be honest, Mark is a beast, and being able to stand toe-to-toe with Mark for this amount, excellent performance in my books. Right, then let me inquire about the Ina versus WorstGuy situation. I think it looks like Ina got it working, so we can indeed play this per schedule. So that would mean next one is gonna be Ina Bridget versus WorstGuy Faust. Certainly a matchup where Crawl is gonna be useful. Bridget is known for her, you know, numerous high-profile poking. Lots of your yo-yo stuff, your twirls, your far slashes, your 5 heavies. A lot of the stuff just hits very, very high. And on the other hand, it's that interesting matchup where you have two, like, decent mid-range, mid-long range kind of characters who are pretty okay playing defensively. I think in a matchup like this, you usually have to evaluate, like, all right, so if both players play defensively at mid-long range, which one of them is gonna derive more value out of the stuff that they can produce? So Faust would take out items, and Bridget would set up the yo-yo. I think it depends, of course, what kind of item luck you have as Faust. If you take out something really nasty like meteors, or what's another really good item for like long range? There definitely are some jackpots that you can get that can swing the sort of the neutral conundrum completely in your favor. So in that sense, like, I wonder how much Bridget can afford to just hang back and not rush Faust down in the sort of threat that Faust will actually pull out some really relevant item and just win the neutral with that. But then at the same time, you know, Bridget is a character that can reach fairly far, fairly fast, so calling out those item throws is a feasible proposition for her as well. So it's not like you get to throw items for free, unless you're able to establish like a really far range distance between you and the opponent. But we have the players ready to go. Let's see. Let's let them, you know, speak for themselves. Let the abilities determine what is to come and how the matchup ends up working out. Often enough, it doesn't really matter, like, theorizing about it, you know, trying to analyze the matchup. In the end, it makes no difference. It's the ability of the players who is like, that is like 95% of the whole equation. You got a good matchup? Really? Well, can you take advantage of that good matchup? Or maybe your opponent has actually grinded the hell out of that matchup as well and knows all the you know, counterplays to your stuff. It could happen. By taking out first items, not the best item, like taking out banana and was that a donut? There's a good one though. Pushing Ina into the little guy, which does sort of, after you activate it, it's kind of like, oh shit, I can't really hit a button here. So it's a really devious play to use items like that to go into your throw option or your command grab option even. By spending the 50 to try to take the pressure back. There we go. That's what we were talking about. This is gonna be super important. Ina preventing the worst guy getting out those free item throws is gonna be instrumental for this matchup. But now worst, taking out a good item. Actually, that would have been a big punish, but the combo breaker from the little guy. First world problems when you actually get really good assistance, but then they screw up your DP punish. That's so tragic. If that was any passive item or like delayed item or something, that would have been a full DP punish for worst. Here we go, hitting with the golf bats. Take this afro. A new option available for Faust players for, you know, sending the more sort of nasty to pick up items towards the opponent. It's a trumpet that Ina does procure. There's a lot of bombs. Careful. Able to block all of those, but the chip damage coming in from the items. 50 to start it out. Oh, but worst does not buy any of that. Goes airborne, drills down with a vengeance. 2P to check the forward moving momentum from Ina from the round start. 2P is a very, very interesting button for Faust. It is kind of like a 2S minus kind of a move. A little faster than many 2Ss, but reaches really far. I think the convertibility of that button is the only problem. More items, more! Only 2 came out, but one of them... Oh, actually getting good items. One of them was the little guy, and one of them was the big combo breaker, aka the hammer. Still, Ina won't be deterred. OTG close slash, what's next? Chip damage is definitely a threat here. Goes into the... Was that from an airborne position? I think that was like a kickstart RC into airborne rock the baby, was it? Really, really hard to see. So Ina takes the first one with a very, very devious play. Nice whip punish, but again, the 2P, even though it reaches so far, it is kind of hard to follow up with any relevant stuff. Yeah, combo breaker ready to go. Will be able to combo out of that, even despite the sort of the gravity scaling. Take this afro as well. Oh, straight into the F Shiki out of that. That was great situational awareness by Worst. Able to catch Worst from the forward dash from the round start position. Kickstart. Oh, that was was there supposed to be a stop there? That was just a raw kickstart. I forgot if you need the break to get the frame advantage, kind of like that. If that was blocked by Worst, that would have been from a perfect distance for Ina. From jump 2K, buying this massive amount of real estate from the combo that Worst was able to get. However, spend 50, get all the real estate back. There is an option to burst here, but would Worst go for it? Got the wall break. We got 50 as well. Drifts forward. Close slash. All right. That was with a blue RC slowdown frames as well. So could have potentially gotten a really interesting custom combo here. Finishing up with a command grab once again. It worked once. So let's go for it again. There we go. Kickstart. Sort of a risky half screen check for the items. Tries to do it again. Able to pick up the horn. But Mix is actually too close to the ground, so the horde of Minifaust will beat worst out of it. Really nice instant air dash reaction against the fishing pole or fishing rod, whatever you want to call that. Thrust. OGs. Any OGs in the chat again, using the little guy as a deterrent or as a proposition that you should not press a button there. But then my layer 2 is to throw you. Finally, Worst able to avoid that command grab by backdashing and getting a big punish against it. Third time was definitely not the charm this time. Ina got 2 round finishes with that Rock the Baby, but the third time Worst was ready. A 2P once again being able to score 1 hit, but bar slash 5 heavy into item. Take this. Is that a deterrent enough? Here we go, more items, more. That's a lot of, oh no! Self-explode. Oh, both players explode. The Afro is on fire. Wait, Afro on fire on Faust? Does that actually inflict damage on Faust when it lights up? I think if Faust Afro is on fire, it does not explode and you don't have to care about it as like if you are the Faust player who is the source of that item, right? Damn, so many interactions that I've never seen before. It does, but you can throw it still? Interesting. It is still on fire if you throw it? I think I've never actually seen that. All right, the thrust. Will it be able to counter the full screen kickstart my heart? Nice, getting in. It was such a lucky thing here. Got one of the items, one of the later items especially, was a hammer. So the instant air dash from Ina was completely nullified. Any approach attempt completely nullified. They do say that one of the favorite items of Faust is the hammer. It looks very unassuming, but especially when combined with other items on board. So let's say you have an item that kind of forces your opponent to, you know, kind of want to move forward. If you combine that with a hammer, and they try to, you know, get over your other item, it's such a big stop sign. Speaking of those, oh, I think that was exactly the hammer that the hole-in-one got hit by. YRC, pretty good. Don't want to take the F-Shiki mix up. Remember, as long as the opponent has the Afro, there is a very relevant chance for Faust to go for those those instant overheads using the deep hitting. I think it's usually with a jump D, right? Because it's kind of like the deepest hitting jumping button that Faust has. Drilling on the corner, combined with the back. Was that a self-explosion there from the back? Switches sides, but I think it does not end up mattering unless it was like 100 meter. We definitely got the finish here, or do we? Still getting the round in the end. Both players with roughly 50 burst gauge ready to go. Nice bar slash into. Forces the Afro also on Ina. That was mid-combo as well. Worst has had a really great presence of mind here. Is this the natural evolution of Faust players? They just see the opportunities, the hole-in-one, the items at the greatest of opportunities. And that puts Worst in a 2-game lead here. Starting to pick up steam for the first time. Great plays, great item awareness. It's basically like your primary, I think the primary thing that distinguishes the weak or the mid-level Faust players from the really good ones, your ability to, you know, quickly react to your items and knowing the best follow-ups to those items. Be it like, you know, should I smack it towards the opponent? Should I use it as a deterrent? What should I do? Got the backdash here with the 2S. TheWorstGuy at a very decent life situation still, so thought that, you know, let's just get out of there with a burst and play this round still. 5k anti-air, that's gonna go into a very decent damage, and a wall break as well. We can take the, oh, okay, interesting. Chose to extend the combo with the RC instead of taking the wall break with a super. I wonder if it was possible to get the wall stick at all without spending the meter. Or actually, no. That was a burst bait, right? Because Ina had a burst there. So the reason that Worst played the RC was because they wanted to RPS the burst. Yeah. Right from the blue Wild Assault. Nerves of Steel taking the throw. However, we are not out of there yet. And 50 meter possibility here goes to the kickstart immediately. Another thing, like, you have a tool that can prevent the opponent from doing anything, which is the Roger super, straight from the round start. But if your opponent knows about that and is like, oh shit, I need to get out of there. Ooh, Holy One explodes in the skies! And all the junk items are left behind. Here comes the kickstart, 5D tap. Would Worst play this round still, or do we save it for the last one? Options are many. 2P stops the drift forward. Usually the wave of the burst. No, never mind! All the good items came out still! When did the meteor actually come out? 5v5 YRC trying to get some sort of stray hit here. The break is, I wonder, was that plus? Was that minus? I'm not sure with that spacing, but Worst definitely thought that it was worth putting the big 5k out there. And I was able to stop anything, or rather whatever Ina was trying to produce there. There we go. That was definitely not plus. So checking with a 2k. The hammer is still. Oh! It was kind of like options. Like, do you wanna step on the banana peel, or do you wanna block the do you wanna block the hammer? I think the better option is probably the banana peel, because the hammer would put you in block stun and build risk and all of that. I get the rock the baby mix up once again. Close slash jump into still gets a combo. I think there was a reset somewhere in there though. And now pushing it towards the corner. BRC super is a thing, definitely for the characters who have the longest starting supers in the game. Kind of like Faust. Oh no, again! I think. Okay, it ends up not mattering this time. But once again, Worst takes out the little guy, gets, you know, bait on the DP, and the little guy just cocks the combo. But luckily, we were still in the corner, and the pressure was on. And of course, Ina had very little life to spend. Right, lots of real estate reclaimed by the kickstart combo. Blue One Assault spent as well. Ina's building some really decent resources here. 75 so far. Into the air, rock the baby. Especially from the air, it's a little hard to deal with. Because some players can deal with it from the ground, where it's kind of like you can just react with your own throw. Oh, nice hammer there. Oh, I got some countermeasures to prevent you from going in as well. Send the killing machine. Make sure that Roger keep the lanes clear. Starting with the 2P once again. Blue Wild Assault, and that frame dap, the slight delay on the fishing pole deals quite a lot of damage here. Now the bomb will be a big, the hot potato will be a big decider for which player is gonna take the neutral advantage and the pressure. The multi-heading butt, the 6 heavy ends up breaking the wall. That was the most unopportune time to wall stick. Ooh, okay, what was that, jump K or jump 2K? Able to still beat whatever button Ina was trying to produce there. Jump K once again into. That was not a combo, was it? I think you can combo Blue Wild Assault into throws generally, but I forgot if that's actually possible for a Faust to, you know, from the Blue Wild Assault hit, still run forward and get a command grab. I think that was what Worst did there, right? All right, very decent lead here for Worst. And in terms of, like, you know, if Ina wants to have still a decent fighting chance, I think this game is what potentially decides the fate of how the rest of the set will progress. With a cool afro, tap it. Doesn't matter if you have the afro if you can keep up the pressure. Completely switching positions, jump 2K whiffs, kickstart my heart whiffs. That was such a big bounce that the 5 heavy there ended up actually whiffing from Ina. Right, so far Ina's like, all right, I am going to salvage this set, no matter what it takes. Trade there, perhaps in Faust's favor, because Worst was able to take out some really nice items there. Is that little guy? Hello, little guy? Still not activating, little guy. Are you okay? Just walks out of the... That was the laziest little guy I've ever seen. Just not doing shit at all. The bomb is still an option here. Extends out of it. The bombos are real. Holy shit, the worst guy. Makes it work with the flashiest kind of bombo. Crawl under the 5 heavy, or was that? Yeah, I think it was 5 heavy. Setting up the shop. The kickstart and the yo-yo coming back. So even if naturally it kind of looks like the kickstart is minus there, nah, the yo-yo is gonna cover us and allow us the pressure afterwards still. Super important for Ina here. As we said earlier, positive bonus will produce 75 for Ina. Nice, the jump 2K pushing Worst forward, able to procure the trumpet. There's so much junk in here, self-explosion. A little late on the close slash. Ina was trying to pick up after the explosion, but you know, it produces a lot of, oh, nice snipe, look at that. The perfect angle. Even though I think Ina was definitely in the right headspace there. Probably knew that if I try to challenge into the love bag, it's gonna trade, but because I am at a life lead, it does not matter. I'll take the trade any day. Even if that doesn't kill, it's probably still a good trade. Ooh, coming in with a big close slash, immediate burst there. I think the console will always accept immediate insta bursts on. Wait, hello? Where are we going? Killing machine? What we could get? That was a lot of hammers there. So basically nothing that Ina could have done in the follow-up situation. Get a wall break as well. And now pressing forward with the K buttons, misses that throw. Really nice shimmy for Ina. Those are the big plays that we're looking for. However, lands straight into minus frames, or rather was probably plus only so much that they weren't able to produce any relevant buttons there and got thrown. But now, riding on the back of... Oh, again! Don't you try to throw me! I'm still in the air, but it's not enough. It's not enough for Ina. Ooh, nice whiff punish there. From the jump S whiff into a full combo, starting with the 5K. A little bit of a... I guess that combo didn't do like the biggest of damage, but it certainly offered Worst a lot of corner carry. Speaking of corner carry, this character Bridget has that stuff as well. No pressing there, I'm still plus. Although, we're gonna use YRC afterwards, make sure that we are plus, and Worst moving forward to those dangerous points here. We're reaching for the 7 soon. And now Ina will have to take so many rounds in a row to swing this back in their favor. Both players starting with relatively passively here, checking what the opponent wants to do. 2K, the multi-Swiss army knife tool. Working as a stop sign from ground and air. However, this time completely whiffing it in. And Ina goes for a big whiff punish. Bomb pull. That was dangerous proposition. Tried to 2K the bomb just before it was going off. But was able to block still in the end. Little guy will just watch their master go through the wall. And now with the save dump, we have a lot of options here. Goes low and then overhead into. Breaks it immediately with Killing Machine. And we have the same proposition here again. Reversal Super PRC, of course, is still available, but that it's not like you can just do that on command, right? Unless you're an actual like Super Gosu, because it has a little bit of a execution requirement. First of all, you need to get the Reversal Super out, and then you need to have the RC at the right frame if you want to produce as many invo frames as possible. Getting bonked on the noggin with that with that hammer. Is it like, are you able to confirm which item is coming out and then decide if you want to steer it forwards or backwards with the new Faust item throw change? Or do you just have to kind of like hard commit into thinking, all right, I think it's gonna be an offensive item, so I'm gonna steer it towards the opponent. Alright. I don't even know the frame data of the hole-in-one move or whatever it is called. Is it hole-in-one? Alright, breaking at the perfect distance there. Might have even been plus for Bridge at that time. Walking into the lab bag with, you know, some variable success, but what is success here though for Ina is the burst bait, but the time of the wall break was once again sort of tragic. It's been a continuous problem for Ina getting the wall breaks at the most unopportune moments. But this time we got it in the bag. And I mean, in terms of like, you know, what needs to happen here for Ina to make a comeback, it's you better bring your A game from this point on. With one game, it's gonna be over in Worst's favor. Nice, well-placed jump 2K, drilling through the missed 5 heavy from Ina. But now the corner pressure, yeah, it's not gonna be plus, breaking at that range. In fact, I think that was punished there by 5B. But also the P buttons of Faust, not the most lucrative, are they? What do we get? Oh. For a moment there, I thought Worst got hit, but I think most of the punishment went into in the way of Ina, especially since, you know, Worst made themselves kind of like untargetable there with the teleport. Ooh, got the backdash. There we go. This time the hit won't be a miserable one. We'll be able to get the heart knockdown into the low once again. That has been working out pretty well. However, Worst not believing in the setup, goes for a reversal throw backwards of the kind. Would have been pretty lucrative even if the round didn't end there. Forcing the Afro on Ina. Yeah, smartly going for the preemptive anti-air attempts. If the Faust player wants to go airborne and try to take advantage of your high, you know, standing or crouching hitbox, they will have to contend with some of the best anti-air buttons in the game, such as, you know, Princess 2. No! Alright, the Afro expires mid-combo. Worst only has so much health. Drifting, was that a super PRC drift forward? Oh my goodness, alright. That was a lot of stuff that went on that round. Instant air dash, however, won't be able to produce enough plus frames. Worst, once again, goes for the reversal throw. And then, from the safe jump, takes it into a throw. Not this time, Starship will be able to call every aggressive option from Worst. Afro is still on. Yeah, churning the DP there. Don't you try. But he tries. Of course he still tries. As long as the Afro is on, there's some value to be had. Gold first. This might be the last ride. Oh, he comes from the above. DP. In the desperate hours of these sets, we rely on that tool. Yet it is not enough. It only buys us a way out of the pressure. But not a card, not a free card to start our own pressure. That is a privilege only reserved for for one character. That would be Sinkisk. But another 7-3 there. From the mid game onwards, Worst with really great control of the items, really great control of the situations. Felt like it didn't even matter, whatever, you know, whatever Bridget can do. The items got your back, the love backs got your back, the jump 2Ks, all the good Faust stuff. Able to be outside of, you know, outside of the scope of whatever usual stuff Bridget wants to do most of the time. All right, moving on with the show. We've got more heavy hitters coming in next. Jalis, one of the top 8ers in one of the most recent Finnish offline tournaments, reinstall. As one would expect, I say as one would expect, but when we talk about that reinstall, that faded tournament that had so many upsets, so many underdogs taking out, you know, players that you would usually think are gonna place well. is kind of like, yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. It was just, you had to be there, and Jalis was there among the best of the best in top 8. So let's see what Jalis has to offer with the Dizzy here in terms of new tech. Dizzy is, of course, the newest DLC character, and there's quite a, you know, for a character such as Queen Dizzy, there's a lot of set play involved, a lot of, you know, sequencing, a lot of routing. You have that extremely tricky to deal with tool that offers you a lot of layers to your game plan, Wings of Light. Especially if you manage to keep your opponent blocking, if you can lock them into those single player sequences for long enough, you have a lot of opportunities to have different kinds of checkmates for Dizzy. The character is definitely very interesting. Perhaps I should have pinged the players instead of talking so much shit. Alright. What's our ID? This one? I think we had one Baiken versus Dizzy either a previous event or the event after that, and based on that and based on what I've perceived from how this matchup kind of functions, it's, as a Baiken, you're kind of not gonna do a lot against Dizzy on the ground. So probably where Baiken is gonna try to find openings is from air, and then following that logic, it's sort of Dizzy's job to try to get the anti-airs on point. We have talked about the relatively small range of Dizzy's 6P, but certain, you know, high-level players of the community have suggested that perhaps that is actually not the go-to anti-air buttons. Maybe you can have buttons such as Dizzy 5K, a very unsung, unassuming, but perhaps one of the best buttons that she has in her kit, surprisingly. Buttons like 5K, you know, of course we have the massive Haymaker 2 Heavy, which has a very nice anti-air hitbox, but is of course a little slow. If you can get a counter hit with that, you can, for example, you can do so many things out of that. You can activate wings, you can start stalling, you can go into a big combo, you can get wall breaks, you can get, like, world is yours. And then, of course, we haven't really talked about the ice field either. So, like, if you put on the ice, I think there's absolutely nothing that Baiken can actually do other than just start jumping around. I mean, gun is, of course, an option if you have 50 meter, but then what's your follow-up? You knock Dizzy down with the gun. I guess. You know, because the ice field can still resolve in your favor, quotations, if you get a knockdown during that. So that buys you, yeah, that actually buys you enough frames to get in on Dizzy, because that kind of gives you like a very, very long untakeable knockdown. Where is Mox? I think we have Jalis already. Speaking of the you know, the air sequences that Baiken could play, we have of course the new improved instant air dash Yozan, of course, which is, I guess, sort of a knowledge check for your opponent. Like, do you know when to anti-air this? Do you know where to anti-air this? Do you know what's gonna happen if you know, kind of don't do anything against this? That you see a lot of Baiken players. I mean, Baiken players were using it already pretty, like decent amount in previous patches, but now that is it the last hit? The backwards hitting hitbox of Yozan, now it vacuums you, so it's like, you get amazing good versions out of that, like you zoom past the opponent, instant air dash, cross them up, get the Yozan, it's gonna vacuum, you get the combo, and even if you don't, you're still plus 3 or plus 4 on landing, depending on like how you hit. It's kind of hard to get out of that for your opponent. Mox is online in Discord, so I think might be one of those things where she's like, all right, let me go pick up something to drink or something like that just before the previous set is about to expire, or to rather end. In the DM just in case as well. Well, I mean, worst case scenario, I think, you know, we could potentially play the next game as well while we're stalling for time for Mox. So let me make an inquiry for whether the players of the next match would be ready already. So that would be Oddity and Hikari. I think I saw Hikari already in the chat earlier. Oh yeah, I hope Oddity is awake, because this is an NA participant after all, and you know, even though we start during the evening in the EU region, it is rather early in the other continent. So Oddity is ready to go. Now we just need word from Hikari as well. So in that case, we should take out this card instead. Yeah, I think Oddity is just straight up living in US, so that would be a different player, I believe. All right, we have Signs of Life from Hikari as well, so we can proceed with this match next. And then probably afterwards we've had Mox spawned and can play the matchup number 3 then. But for now, this would be, I think, the first Ino on Season 4 that we have on Bounty Hunters. And I have to admit, like, before today, before I saw, or like before I watched the footage from Daru from that recent like Southeast Asia tournament, I hadn't really I didn't really know exactly what Ino does in this patch. I mean, Ino still kind of does Ino stuff, but the implications of the drift that you can apply to Chemical Love is actually pretty profound, because it sort of has to do with your combos. It improves your combo routes. It allows you to play neutral a little differently. You can use it to sort of retreat from certain situations. You can use it for better reach for your Chemical Love. And then I think it also enabled Chemical Love to be used as a tool during your mix-up sequences. As long as the opponent doesn't crouch and they, you know, high block your Chemical Loves from jump slash, I think, it produces you some newfound plus frames. But we have the players ready to go. East Coast, North America. Oops, wrong names. Let me flip to this one. East Coast, North America versus Poland. Let's get it. The game plans of the characters are definitely, you know how it's gonna be. Nago wants to hit, just wants to hit, period. Naga just wants to hit, and that's fine. Ino, however, would love to knock Nago down first, and then put him in the blender and try to prevent Nago from playing the game from that point on. Ino really represents the category of characters that, for example, Milia is. I think a little less than Milia nowadays, but, is still one of the OGs for not really set it and forget it, but you certainly try to knock the opponent down, put on the note, force them to block stuff, and then go in with your nasty high-lows. The structure of the mix-ups are still same as they've always been. Usually follow up with 1 or 2, high-low mix-ups. Then on the landing, you mix up between a frame trap or a new hover dash to go in again, which your opponent has to, try to jab or try to contend with. Right, we are completely committed to keeping the opponent in the corner. We'll be able to go under that too heavy with the stroke to victory, and you bet your ass that Ino has a lot of corner carry from those wild assault conversions. We'll be drilling through the wall with the multi-hit, so won't be able to get the hard knockdown. 2S prevents Hikari from coming in from the wall break. We have 100. What are we gonna use it on? We have a lot of options here. Setting the node into jump slash trades with the jump in. Oh, the whiff punish! The too heavy actually whiffs! That was from the, I think from the pixel perfect position it must have been. It looked like it was so close to hitting, but then perfect patience and going for the whiff punish with the dive kick. Right, it starts a close slash, misses the combo opportunity though, or was looking for the reset potentially. Hikari with a forward dash, goes under the bar slashes. Finds the low, and now this is the hell that we've been looking for. Combines with the RC, sees that Hikari is bursting. That burst will be of no use at all. Going to the next screen, Hikari still has quite a lot of tension resources. The second hit of the DP, however, missing the meaty opportunity there. Oddity goes for a reversal throw and catches whatever was there to be caught. Starting with the 2S, straight in the corner. Of course, whenever you have Bloodburn available, you have lots of damage, lots of corner carry potential. The whole world is available to you. But the crux of Nago to Yuki as a character, ooh, big close slash counter hit, immediate burst, understandable. That would have been lights out immediately. That's a good 6B reversal. Ooh, that was a very precarious position. It's kind of like timing is everything when it comes to punishing Ino's reversal super, and Hikari was definitely not in the most optimal position there. The optimal position would be under the opponent, ready to close slash. All right, into the combo, because we still have blood available. Won't be able to churn the super there. So Hikari proper, potentially facing some difficulties here in terms of blood. Yeah, it's punishable. Takes it with a throw. Yeah, I like it. So depending on how you get hit by the dive kick there, in some situations you might actually be able to sneak in, I think, lighter buttons if you want a bigger punish. But I think this time Hikari was like, all right, I have the 50. The opponent has 0 life left. Let me just go for the fastest punish possible. Get the throw, RC, wham bam, thank you ma'am, go next. The -7 will be able to backdash. Ooh, this time went for from a -7 to a 7 startup move. Going under the 2 heavy once again, here we go, time to mix. Ah, but we can't mix if we drop the combo. That's the downside of things. That's one of the reasons why characters such as such as Ino will have to always finish their plate if possible. Because not only do you get the damage, but you get the best mix of opportunities. Ooh, from the jump heavy, able to go over the buttons of Nagoriyuki again. Was a little late on the punish there with the dive kick, and he's probably gonna pay with their life, right? We got the pop, and another. How many wall sticks was that? 2? Started with the 2S once again. Went for the full blood burn. Ooh, at the tip of that stroke, the big tree. We'll be able to get the wall break as well with the jump BPP extension. Very good. With punish with the commitative dive kick. Very dangerous ones. It's a very strong tool. Very fast. If your opponent hits a button. Oh no! No! Wait! Set up! So wait, I think Oddity locked Hikari into the animation and then forcefully made them take a lot of hits from the command grab, which still produces the like a different kind of animation if you whip with it. It's kind of like a dual function tool there. It's an interesting kind of checkmate I think I've never seen before. Right after this combo, ooh, okay, we're ending it a little early because there was a prospect of burst happening from Hikari. Reversal super. Was this a scythe jump? Is the big question when it comes to Ino approaches. Deflect shield goes for the fastest, farthest reaching poke as a follow-up. Quickly into the super. Both players kind of try on resources. Oddity kind of has like a couple of... Yeah, it's not going to do much though. Very close to that burst, but very close is never close enough. So Hikari takes a lead here very early to this set. In the game number 3.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society.
Damage and raw strength of Nagoriyuki versus the trickiness and the precision of the Guitar Witch. Took a small ooh, into the multi-forward dashes. And a wall break as well. And playing very defensively here, especially since Oddity didn't have the really important... Is that gonna connect? Yes, indeed. Even though the disjoint, even despite the disjoint of the 2S, we'll be able to connect with that reversal super. Hikari back in there just like that. Drop them into reversal super. Tried to press something there. And I think so far the reversal super has been rather uncontested. Took a little hit there from the second hit of the Nago DP, but as long as like you don't get bounced into a super hard combo, it's like a pretty okay prospect to take just that single hit, especially since it builds so much blood on Nago. Under the 6P once again, under all of it. Very high commit kind of moves, as is, you know, as is customary for Ino. Back throw into immediate burst with punish with the dive once again. It's kind of like as if Oddity is just waiting for it. Drift forward, but I think the Beyblade command had already been issued. It's kind of hard to see the startup of Beyblade, recognizing the first frames when it's coming. It's kind of very unassuming. Big counter hit here into 6 heavy. The new combo stuff. First from Hikari, we got a lot. Oh my god! Won't be able to combo it into another 2 heavy. But the tap dust at the end will deal enough damage and take a 3rd point for Hikari here. Super round so far. It's basically so even that it's up to like 1 or 2 RPS reads. Usually like 1. Ah, nice 2 heavy there. Completely crushes 6 heavy, even from that distance. Ino really has great heavy buttons for all sorts of jobs, like, you know, just leaving an Okiwaza out there and inviting the opponent to extend themselves into it. In the form of... Oh! Wait, that was a true punish? Is that because of Nago's throw range? I think, like, many other characters wouldn't be able to throw there. Or slash. Oddity chooses to play says all chips on the fact that you're not gonna be pressing another far slash afterwards. Oh my, here comes the damage. Hikari still has so much blood open as well. So we're in the danger zone. Relies on the good old dive kick. Ooh, got caught there by the clone, but luckily by not the full combo. That's gonna be a pop though. Nice, just does a... Ooh, some sort of a mistake there. Deflect shield puts Hikari back onto full screen, but this is dangerous. This is Nago with completely new blood bar. Deflect shield trying to push some distance between the characters. Immediate Beyblade. Oddity was able to avoid it, but here's the big problem. If you're moving backwards against Beyblade or Clone Fukio, it's usually good, but if you're moving forwards, that means that you're missing the opponent Nago, and then you end up under them, and Close Slash is gonna kill you. Plus frames, time to take the mix. Do the good mix, as the grandfather of this character once said. Ooh, all right, we're playing some Street Fighter here. Close Slash pulls Oddity back on the ground. Is that gonna be a pop? That's a lot of blood coming in, and burst straight into Stroke the Big Tree. Oddity sticks to the trail of Hikari, doesn't let her run away with too much of a lead here. It was a really tense moment there at the end there. I think it's like super tempting, like when you know you're about to pop. A lot of the times, even the burst is like not gonna save you. You're like, if the opponent is kind of like on the same page and knows, all right, you're gonna be popping, and there's like, unless I take some sort of a really massive gamble, there's really nothing that you can make the pop very safe, is it? Like, is there? Ooh, it was a critical miss on the chemical lab. Making sure that we have plus frames from the Stroke the Big Tree, but that was a lot of resources that Oddity spent on that sequence. Able to escape the corner with the dive kick. However, back throw, once again, our beloved defensive tool, especially for characters that have extended throw range. Blue RC won't be able to reach there, so not slowing down Hikari's frames at all. Just completely misses the 5D tap. There we go, time to mix, 6 heavy counter it into a big bam combo. That's kind of like usually the I think the go-to frame trap option on the ground. When you land from your combos, then you could go Close Slash, or you could go for the 6 heavy, which is multi-hitter. We'll be able to, you know, easily hit confirm as well. Frame trap into that. Yeah, just like that. Waiting for the burst never comes. Finally does in the end, but again! That's it! That's it, the Close Slash from underneath! If you don't have a straight up backwards moving trajectory, you're not gonna be able to evade the Close Slash after, you know, Nago comes out of his special move. Oddity has a lot of resources to spend here, and surely that dive kick is gonna be converted with that 100 meter. In fact, I think there's just a lot of junk that can be done with that dive kick if you combine it with FRCs. I think that was like one of the most common mix-up tools that I saw Daru use recently. Just like dive, opponent blocks, FRC, and then you land and go into either overhead or low. And it's like really grimy and really hard to try to fight against. But of course, very expensive in terms of, you know, tension expenditure. Ooh, that's gonna... No, that's not gonna catch, but also unpunished. Well, gets a small punish-ish there with the 2S. Lots of blood. Oh, saved it. That was gonna be a pop, but at the nick of time, was able to get the blood-sucking universe. And now, nice neutral jump, immediate burst. Yeah. Hikari basically spent everything they had and threw a kitchen sink in there as well in order to make sure that we get that round. Big counter hit bounce, maybe a little too far to make it work. Hesitation, waiting for the opponent to press a button, and the 5K. Look at that chip damage. Oh my Jesus Christ! What have you done, Ishiwatari? What have you done? Deflect shield pushes away. However, you have to, like, if you go for the deflect shield and you have any reason to believe that they might still be able to reach you afterwards, such as, you know, Nago going far slash, move that pushes you forward, reaches really far, or they use some special move. You still have to be ready to follow up that deflect shield with a with an FD block if you're like at your last hit points, because it's not a magical tool that just prevents all of the chip damage or any block damage coming in the next couple of frames. The ball break once again. Now on the hunt, Hikari has so many resources, gets a 2 heavy counter hit. Is that a... Yeah. Gets a punish with that reversal super. The heavy button was still in the recovery. What? The nerve, the guts to press the close slash. Still ready to fight. We have a little bit of blood left and mirror as well. This will fix the blood problems. And now, yeah, we could take anything here. Close slash, throwing Ino to the other side and then some. It was a very dangerous investment of burst, I want to say, but it paid off. I think Hikari really represents one of the represents sort of the school of cool of Nagoriyuki's. Taking some risks here and there, but you know, if you never gamble, you never win either. Is the sage wisdom. And speaking of gambling here, going for the throw, not believing that the setup was gonna be tight from Oddity. Needing one more hit. Chemical Lab would be okay. Dives under the 2 heavy once again. And I think they fixed in the latest patch they fixed some of the hurt box issues that anti-airs no longer tag the latter part of Stroke the Big Tree as aggressively as they did in the past. Ooh, 2S gets there in time. However, we're not done yet. Use the burst, use everything. Samurai mix, here we go, baby! And Oddity just not having the life to spend to survive it. Of course, you know, your survival instincts, if you've played the matchup, will tell you, hold on to the FD. Whatever you do, don't let go. Oh, Jesus, don't let go. But also, if you are at a very, very precarious life situation, you have very little life left to spend, then the overhead, the classic overhead that no longer can be converted, is actually an issue, because that would kill you immediately. Super jump, able to get the jump K out from Nago before the anti-air comes out. It was a little bit of a mistake there for Oddity. That's kind of, oh no! My heavy button has more disjoint than you! And here she comes with the big counter hits. It's a 2-touch world. If you get your best starters, again gets thrown out of there. Has definitely been a problem for Oddity this set. What's next? Just into a 6 heavy, into tap blitz. I think that was actually not a tap blitz. That was a full charge. Able to get the wall here. Oddity is very close to that full burst. Immediate float dash into jump slash. Will be able to activate before that 2 heavy from Hikari goes online. But this is the soft knockdown. Look at this. Straight forward. Oh, 2 heavy. That's been the go-to response from Oddity so far. The hitbox is so good that even drifting Nago will not be able to challenge it. Deflect shield into, ooh, tread carefully. Will be able to float dash over the low. That's the name of the game. This is Ino. The 2 trajectory approach, it's usually either the low approach using the Stroke the Big Tree to go under stuff, or then it's the float dash that will put the Guitar Witch airborne, which will kind of skip past lower reaching moves. There we go, once again, that's how it's always been. That's how it's always been for Ino. And now from the OVA, oh, we got the reset. Even better, getting a little bit of extra damage in there. And now with the full life bar, what are we gonna do? But remember, this is Nago we're talking about. One good hit here. Oh, but there's not gonna be a hit, is there? Because Oddity baits the burst. Drops the combo, or perhaps resets. I don't even know, but it's optimal. Isn't it? If it works, it works. Especially with characters like these who have really specific desires and needs for their wall breaks. A lot of the time, you don't want to let the opponent go through the wall without getting a mix-up position. So a lot of blood spent here by Hikari. We'll be able to flip the positions. No response there on the Beyblade. Ooh, this is a lot of blood spent. Gets the close slash into. Will be probably. I was about to say, we'll be able to fix the blood problems with the use of such, you know, massive amounts of heavy hits, but that just straight up kills before that was an issue of, like, anyway. Through the wall, half your life is mine, but half the blood. Ooh, and committed into the forward Fukyo. Maximum damage. Super will kill, however, won't be able to get it out. Oh, that misses on 2S. Really? Is it a blood issue here? Because Hikari was so high on blood, that means the 2S will have a much faster startup. For every blood level, it starts up 1 frame faster, which means it also whiffs 1 frame faster. But perhaps it was just the spacing, and I could swear that the reversal super from round start position has worked before to take out the 2S, but perhaps not. I love these loops, by the way. The new combos, that was a very hard-hitting combo. And we go again. Oh, Hikari wants to play this still. This is dangerous. The opponent has exactly 100 meter, exactly 100 burst, and they were basically full health. Ooh, big counter hit, immediate burst. Was that... Wait, was that half of Oddity's life just disappearing with that one counter hit 6 heavy? Got 6p anti-air drifting. Ooh, both players ready to play the air tag situation. We get the kill, try to get as much damage in there as possible. 2S sees the opponent airborne, still presses 2S, but I guess Hikari had the frame goggles on and was like, all right, that jump slash that's coming at me, that's already expiring. That's way too late. So I'm just gonna try to tag on the landing. Worked out initially, but then Oddity was still able to steal it back again. God, the drifting chemical lab combos are so cool. Ooh, but again, if you're not able to build the distance between the Nago player and yourself, the close slash always ready to get you after the special move. However, through the wall we go. Damage has been done, as they say. -7. Don't press a button. Into. Ooh, that was a little bit of a bluff there. Usually after dives, anything that Ino can do. This is a kill, right? Yeah. Usually after blocking a dive, Ino keeping up the pressure will be able to be like 5 speed or 6 speed or jabbed out of the sky, because she is kind of minus out of any of those situations. Uh-oh, here comes damage. Close slash slash slash. We'll want to burst here. A lot of blood being spent here. Bar slash slash again. Challenge there. YRC, my turn. 2D gets the counter hit, but the close slash will be able to reversal as well. Take this note, take this mix up, trying to use FD to push the witch away, but to no avail for now. The burst is still available, but the tension is not there. Ooh, nice punish there on the wild assault. That was a reasonable gamble, considering that, you know, I think Oddity has gone with very aggressive round start options, like preventative stuff like, you know, just 2S, or rather 2 heavy, or even reversal super. I think that the white wild assault could be able to power through the reversal super as well at the far range round start situation of the wall. We're committing, but the patience of Oddity. Is this a TOD? Can you know? Not quite. It's like a lot of players, like a lot of characters can't quite make a TOD happen. So Hikari actually riding on that chance. The combo does not kill, but what I get my full blood back. And that means it's party time afterwards if you don't kill me, if you don't checkmate me. So it's like, it's super important that after, you know, after a blood pop, you have sort of mapped out, right, what combo am I gonna do? If I can't kill, then I'm gonna sort of set it up with something that won't be able to let the Nago just put the mask on and take the pressure back. It is a really, really annoying mechanic though, Like whenever the mask goes on, it's basically like frame 0. You can just press a button and it comes out immediately, buffered out of it. And Nago will be able to stop time and kind of see what is going on during that. So it can be a tricky position to play if you haven't sort of labbed it. But still, a really great set between North America and Europe once again. Very even stuff. This would give us opportunity to double back into the third matchup. I think Mox is available now, so so going back to that Dizzy versus Baiken matchup. Two relatively explosive characters, especially Baiken. Dizzy usually needs like Dizzy's a very interesting character as well. If you get good starters, a combo into Ice Spike, into Field, into like you have a lot of different opportunity, like sort of different couple of different paths that you can go. You could, you know, just cycle back into the ice field and make the neutral afterwards really difficult for your opponent. But you could also try to just push them towards the corner as much as possible and take the wall break, and then work with the most classic Guilty Gear Strive win condition, which is get positive bonus, get heart knockdown, and then, you know, checkmate the opponent like that. Alright, but Jalis and Mox are ready to head into the heat of battle. Here we go. I think at this point Jalis is probably because Setsu has been, you know, playing Ram a bit. I think Jalis is probably the only 100% committed Dizzy user in Finland at the moment. So this, yeah, I think this is true. This would be the top Dizzy user, right? I mean, it's kind of it really depends on which angle you would look at, because like if you think about Setsu as a like a Baiken / Ram / Dizzy user, it doesn't necessarily mean that the Dizzy there is weaker than the other characters. It's just that, you know, Jalis has been playing nothing but Dizzy so far since the release of the character. Let's see what we got. Starting with the Jump D. The Jump D has been, you know, sort of developing to be one of the go-to tools of Dizzy players as of late. We have Wings active, yeah. Mox recognizes the threat there. Any YRC, Throw Tech, Burst, all of those can take the wings off of Dizzy. And if you recognize that, you know, it's been a couple of seconds, it's been like 6 or 7 seconds, you're like, holy shit, those wings will actually activate in the next couple of seconds. So you probably a lot of the times have to start thinking about, you know, what am I gonna do against that? Super? No super? Oh, I'm actually looking at the wrong bar. I was like, it was Mox who had the 100 meters, so I was like, is Jalis gonna go for the gamma ray? Actually looking at the wrong meter though. Nice jump out of there. However, instant air dash. Yozan said the one we were talking about earlier is surely gonna be one of the tools to beat in this matchup, as is the classic instant air dash jump slash. Like I said earlier, Baiken is probably not gonna do shit against, you know, Dizzy on the ground. It's mostly gonna be aerial attacks, jumping angles, jump slashes, Yozan sense, stuff like that. I say that, however, Mox finds a perfect timing as the ice field activates to plummet herself forward with the follow-up of Kabari. There is still the momentum glitch that if you're moving towards at a very particular frame, when the ice field goes active, you gain some extra momentum and can sort of you know, slam yourself into Dizzy with whatever move that you were using, which will be fixed in the future, but for now, it is part of the game, and it is probably, I guess, fair game to be utilized. I mean, technically, the Dizzy player should know as well. If they try to, after the Ice Spike, if they try to activate the Ice Field, there is a, like that, there is always a risk that the opponent is gonna be coming forward. And it's not like, you don't necessarily need to have anything special, like forward moving special moves or something like that. You could just be running forward, and that's already a massive threat. Because you're not going to be losing momentum after you have it. Ooh, the jump knee! I thought it was too high that time. Usually the angle where you use the jump knee is as close to the ground as possible so that it combines as both a deterrent on running opponents but also a deterrent on jumping opponents. Ooh, got them with the spike! This is I think the primary threat, the most dangerous threat to Baiken. If you try to jump, if you try to instant air dash, if you try to take the air, you are technically vulnerable during your jump startup frames against the Ice Spike. And the Ice Spike is the most valuable thing that Dizzy could ever be using. It's what starts, you know, all of your... It's the party starter. It locks the opponent in place, allows you to pick sort of your next adventure path out of, you know, several different things. And it's just good. It's just one of those, like, it's the only instant check versus an opponent on the other side of the screen. Right, YRC is able to buy Mox some time here. There have been attempts. I think Mox is aware that Jalis wants to activate the Ice Field after the spike, but the instant air dash hasn't been getting her there. Not quite so. There we go, activating again. Ooh, this is dangerous. Careful with this chestnut. However, able to instant over past Jalis and get the Yozan. However, reversal from Jalis. Able to get the momentum back. Gun. Lands. And then, deflect shield from Jalis, pushing Mox away from the dangerous mix-up position. This is ice. Oh, we're so far! We're too far! We can't mix! We can't mix like this! The Ice Field, the bane of all, you know, clumsy and, you know, but pretty much bane of everybody. Is there a character in this game who doesn't care about the Ice Field? The negative effects of that tool are just way too much. You slip and slide, and then you die. And the nasty thing is those negative effects don't apply to Dizzy herself at all. She gets to move normally, basically. The positive effects still do, you know, kind of carry over. So she gets the slip and slide momentum forward, but she doesn't get the friction, so to speak. Good dash block there. This time not taking the... Oh, we'll be able to loop back into the other, into another Ice Field. However, the ending there for that combo was a little awkward. Into the basic BMB RC conversion. Throw out the corner. This will pop the Ice Field. Goes for it again. God, I love these loops. YRC has a last-ditch effort. Plus 10 from that range. We'll be able to get the Yozan. Another one, third time the charm. But Jalis with the pattern recognition. You do it once, you do it twice. Ah, okay, I see. It comes out again. Right, go burst. Checking that. Mox is being honest as well. It's like when you are full screen from a character like Baiken, and if they don't have the gun, it's like you kind of have to respect the Ice Spike, right? Ooh, the forward slash goes active fast enough, so Jalis won't be able to get a 6P out in time. That means the Queen goes down. Starting this last round here with relatively full burst resources from both players. Activated. Yeah, chestnuts! Ooh, the shimmy! Thinking that maybe Mox wanted to press something there. Of course, the chestnut on that point blank range is at least +7. Could be +11 as well if they choose to not stand up. No slip and slide, we don't go anywhere. Plus from the chestnut, and then, yeah, look at that, the sliding forward brings Jalis into the perfect thick throw distance. Activate the fish, backdash BRC, all right. We'll be able to negate the fish, but it was rather expensive, and now the cost of that tension that Mox spent won't be able to use. It won't be able to be used to skip the neutral or anything like that. No gun available, no big conversions out of the next hit, no nothing. There we go with the instant air dash. Yozen gets caught by it, immediate burst. Ooh, nice trade. Jalis was initially waiting for the burst, but not long enough. We'll be able to jump out of the Escapade once again. Jalis has been really good with that. I think that's like one of the primary RPSs against, you know, against her on pressure. We'll be able to attach it this time, and that means party time. All the hits are gonna be with funky physics. And of course, every Baiken player knows how to take, you know, advantage of those physics. And in fact, her whole kit revolves around having moves that can take advantage of those physics of the Escapade. Yeah, this is how Baiken rounds are gonna work if you get in and get that Escapade attached and able to find the hits. Ooh, that's the nasty stuff! During the blue wireless, I was able to activate the wings and get the throw. They're really close to activating. I think Jalis gets it. Jalis gets the setup. Look at this. Is it still doing damage? Oh, I see, because Jalis ran out of the meter, so the wings couldn't resolve anymore. It's an interesting conundrum, because like it's a choice between do you let the wings resolve and deal their damage as you lose meter, or are you gonna go straight into the super that gets the hard knockdown wall break for you? Yeah, a defensive jump D once again. I think like ooh, just in the nick of time. If the first hit, I think there is no gap between those hits, right? So if the first hit of the chestnut whiffs, then you definitely have reaction counter plays. Yo, Baiken is low. Wait, does she run like low profile enough to be able to dodge the lowest possible jump D from Dizzy? Really? That's kind of nutty. Got the backdash with the 6K, and now into the physics combo. Tried to attach the Escapade again, which would have been a big boon, but unfortunately, yeah. Wait, is Jalis doing it as a TK? I'm like, my character can't run through that, but I guess yours can. I guess Baiken is rather, you know, low profile while running, isn't she? Ooh, very dangerous here. Can't jump because the fish is still there. Got the Escapade. Now we're in the mix-up territory. Do we have any special combos here for Jalis? Maybe even the combo, like the tether, death tether that screwed up Jalis' combo. I wonder, was that supposed to be the jump slash at the end there? Was that supposed to be another another Yozen-sen? Maybe? We shall never know. There we go with the instant air dash jump slash once again. Jalis was not ready to anti-air that. The chestnut is generally not the best anti-air tool. Keep building resource, or rather keep building risk with that. Now we have the Escapade attached as well, going for the 5 heavy. That's gonna freeze, and that opens up a couple of different options to the other side. I think I saw the startup of 2 heavy there, which is way too slow to checkmate, or rather check the opponent from the plus 10. So gotta be very careful if you use moves that are too slow. The plus 10 from YRC ain't gonna do much. Let's go again, close slash, 7-frame startup. We'll be able to keep Jalis in place. However, we get the pop into another ice field, and now you're in a really difficult situation. Take these summons. This, I think, doesn't even have the gun. I don't think Mox can do much here. Just gonna wait for the ice field to expire, but then Jalis applies it again, and now we're in the chestnut range. This is where we haven't even seen it yet, but the chestnut loop, the 2-3K loops are some of the nastiest things that Dizzy has in her kit. And those are so powerful combined with the ice field that allows you to sort of plummet yourself forward so that there won't be any distance between you or the opponent, you and the opponent. Nicely placed, instant air dash once again. Goes for it again. Backdash to make the 5k miss. Jalis jumps out of the Hikari, important. However, you're locked in. The high-low mix-up. Here comes the damage. Big one. Completely equalizing the situation. Didn't have enough guts there to press a button against the fish. Remember, the fishes aren't exactly what they used to be in the past. Now, they don't really nullify your hitboxes, right? So if you swing at Dizzy and you hit a fish, that does not mean that she can just ignore the hitbox, because that hitbox is still active and that hitbox can still reach her. And more importantly, that hitbox can be cancelled. So if you can cancel from your normal into a relevant special move, that is an option as well. Yeah, if it is like -12, I think the raw ice spike. So if the opponent tries to instant air dash after blocking it, Jalis can definitely wait an anti-air as a reaction. Quite important hit there, was able to nullify the wings, especially since Jalis had so much meter to spend there. Potentially had an OT, like a ghetto touch of death coming from the wings if they were able to resolve. From experience, a lot of the times the wings, even though they don't get to resolve per se, they introduce a layer of anxiety on the opponent. It kind of puts the opponent on a timer and forces them to act, which is something that you can take advantage of if you're that kind of like a psychological player. Fuck your psychology though, here comes Baiken damage! We'll be able to get the chestnut off, but at that range, can't really take massive advantage of the plus frames. The chestnut, like, even though it's kind of tempting to use it at this range, it like doesn't really do much. It does most of its work at point blank range, where it's like super plus and very hard to RPS. Ooh, the spacing on the heavy Hikari! I think first time we see Mox getting like really nice value out of that tool in this matchup. Here's that air dash jump slash. You already know. And just like that, I think Jalis started with a 3-0, but Mox has been able to climb out of the mud, warm up those hands, and bring it back 3 points even. This is where the match starts. This is where the players have gathered the initial amount of of data, and now we're gonna utilize that with a new path. If the tether is attached, we get a meterless, nice little meterless combo, and they should take it to the corner. Yes, indeed. That was very, very valuable. Look at that. Massive amount of damage, and I think the throw combo itself almost built the 50 for Mox in the first place. Here we go. With the use of blue wild assault, able to get the wings, both as well as the throw. YRC, understandable, get those wings out of here as fast as possible. Don't want to worry about those. It kind of combines as like, I'm not only gonna abort your pressure string, but I'm also gonna be able to nullify your wings at the same time by using that 50 meter. So it kind of like, it feels very tempting kind of a defensive tool, doesn't it? Ooh, the late air dash backwards, gets the overhead, Jalis with a simple combo, and then the ice field once again. Now what? How are you gonna approach? Running straight into the tail of Dizzy, and Jalis has 50 meter to go once again. However, plus 10. Ooh, found the hit. This is gonna hurt into a throw, and now, time to guess. Oh, guessing right, overhead, just a straight up normal overhead that time. Or rather a jump in. Ooh, was able to catch Mox with the charge 6 heavy, which is quite plus and deals decent amount of damage as well. Players using their 50s, and the spike finds its mark. Wait, can you actually use the ice spike while the ice field is active? I'm like not 100% sure actually. Yeah, apparently you can. So you technically can activate the ice field while it's already active to refresh it if you want. Oh, but that time Jalis was a little too greedy. At the range where the opponent can actually take advantage of that, you know, minus 12, or I mean, it's minus, almost like minus infinite if you're really close, activate the ice barrier, or sorry, the ice spike, and then try to activate the field as well. Not quite building the meter this time. It is Jalis this time who goes for the YRC, sees the anti-air, went for the chestnut still. Might have not recognized the startup frames of the jump. And that means that Mox will be able to take a leading position in this set for the first time. The start was very, very decisive for Jalis, but now it feels like Mox has been able to find her way in more comfortably, more consistently, even despite all of this slip and slide garbage. Nice, activate another field. There we go with the too heavy, activating the wings. And let's see what's the next play. Jalis is completely fine with stalling the game here, by the way. Yeah, it's like, at this point, if you broke the wall, soft knockdown, your opponent can't afford to go back. It's definitely in the DNA of Viking players to move backwards and stall, maybe. But you just can't afford to do that. You have to go at dizzy when the wings are active. There we go once again, Blue Wild Assault. Get the wings and the throw. That's such a nice tool as well. It's a really nasty feature for characters who can get some like extra value from their throws. Dizzy being one of those, and I guess what's another good example? I mean, Abba kinda. From the Blue Wild Assault, you can put yourself in the jealousy mode, and then also get a throw, and then get an F Shiki mix-up. Look at that, that's tiny, that's so tiny small, the 6P from Dizzy just doesn't reach. I think it's like one of the cruxes of how to make this character work, is just understanding what do I need to press to anti-air the opponent, and this time, so far, it looks like Jalis didn't have any of those answers. The opponent just keeps bulldozing at me. Here she comes again. That time, the Yosan hit from a very precarious angle, making Mox land into minus frames, I believe. Here we go again. Here we go again. This time, Mox doesn't have the resources to make it stop immediately. YRC is possible, but are they gonna? They resolve. And they keep resolving when we go into this screen. Or do they? Wait. Did they reset? Wait a second. So they reset when you go to the other screen? Is that what I'm seeing? Oh yeah, they do reset, huh? I didn't actually know that. It does make sense, because when you transition into the new screen, they kind of pop out of Dizzy's back again, but like quotations for free. All right, that's kind of good to know. Ooh, it's actually Mox who ends up throwing air. Into heavy car body. No response from the opponent. Here comes instant air dash from Dizzy. Ah! We got the ice field again. This time the 6P finds its mark. And trying to bait a throw there, probably with the shimmy. There we go, 6P connects finally. I think it's like, you have to, like, if you have played characters who have like really far-reaching anti-air 6Ps, such as like Sin, for instance, you really gotta sort of make yourself delay that 6P as much as possible. You can't necessarily go for the 6P immediately when you see them jump. So it's possible that your like reaction times for the anti-airs might actually be too fast when working with such a tiny 6P. Ooh, this time no reaction whatsoever. And Mox actually taking kind of advantage of the ice floor explosion, which does happen for the opponent as well, if they are the ones to score the hit. Activate. Ooh, that was dangerous. I think in those situations, I think instead of the instant air dash, if Mox just dashes forward and presses far slash, I think that calls out, that punishes dizzy from trying to activate the ice field. At least from that distance, that close distance. Chip damage territory, chestnuts are good. Everything is good at this point. Yeah. It's kind of like your natural reaction to try to jump over that, and I think some characters can, depending on how, you know, their momentum and their acceleration on their jump and stuff like that works. Meeting with the chestnut. Oh, and they're sliding into the wrong or like different directions. So Jalis will be able to take out the whole zoo into... Oh, the shimmy! That was the option that Jalis was trying to fish for. Towards like the start of this set, and finally gets it. Immediate burst from Mox though. Oh, it still finds its mark. Jalis has a pretty healthy amount of life to spend here. Gets bamboozled to the other side with a follow-up. And now, guess for your life. What you gonna do? Oh, no, we went into the OTG instead, huh? I guess we don't have to guess. Jalis though, the guts to activate the ice field at that distance. But on the other hand, goes for the shimmy. No reaction this time. Jalis is so low health. Has the FD. However, Mox smells the blood in the water, smells the fear, knows that any special move would kill here, knows that Jalis is holding on to FD. Therefore, throw. Nice cancel there on the clash going under. Deflect shield buys Jalis a little bit of distance, trying to throw out moves desperately. There we go, finally finding the fish. Not the fish, but finding fish, because, you know, I don't know, shitty analogy. Are able to apply the field once again, and again. That loop is so cool. Again, there is nowhere to go until the field expires. God, having to use the burst just to be able to potentially be able to play. Instant air dash gets us in there. Reset into S, Hikari, and now we got the combo. This is a wall break. Jalis won't be able to get the burst in time. Not going for the wall. Oh, the read, that's a kill, right? OTG, not enough. From the skies, RC, YRC, but Mox was blocking and lands just early enough to get a punish as well. Making it 5 points even. Once again, we're reaching the climax of this set. 2 more is what it takes for one of these players to go home victorious. Or rather stay home, I suppose. What a round start. The S Hikari, in case Jalis was gonna like air dash back or back. I wonder if that catches back dashes as well. Instant air dash, jump slash, the classic. Hasn't been working every single time, but works out often enough so that we can't forget the existence of this tool. Oh, Jalis, don't get hit here. All right, the risk is going down. Crisis averted. Both players actually have so much risk going on for them. Into a throw that will relieve the RC or rather the risk situation for a while. Spends time. Abuses risk. We have the meter. Of course, we're picking up the pressure after the heavy Hikari. Able to bluff into the S1. This time, Jalis won't be able to jump off. Is that going to be a punish? Yes, indeed. And with the 50 meter, it's going to be a donezo deal. To the other side, plus frames. Ooh, Jalis still had the bravery to press. And it traded. I think if you can get a trade in that situation, you definitely happily take it. Apply it again. Shimmy, just in case. Mox was trying to throw there. Ooh, the glow slash got the backdash. However, not a clean hit, and that's gonna be minus. That's gonna be punish. Mox still has a burst, but would we use it immediately? We would apparently. Punish, yes indeed, but that's not a close slash. Or rather, that's not a close slash, and that's not a counter hit. So the far slash 2-head was initially not comboing. However, would this be enough on Dizzy? Not quite. Hot knockdown though. Oh, we're just hanging back, huh? This might be a dangerous play. We'll be able to block in time. The friction, the delay there into the 2K, and I think that's gonna be enough, right? Wall break. Jalis converts into the big prize. You don't often see Jalis going into the max damage route and into the, just break the wall route, because You know, the zoning is so much better, it feels like. But the situational awareness to understand that this is a kill. We definitely loop into the wall break to guarantee as much damage on the opponent as possible. Ice Field once again applied. Applied again. Oh, into the chestnut loop. Trying to fish for throw attempts or throw breaks attempts from Mox. Once again, instant air dash is the choice of Mox after blocking the ice field, or sorry, the ice spike on the ground. Hikari into, here we go, that's a combo. Would that be a killing one? No, because the wall gives in just a little too early. And Jalis has a chance here. 6B works out, anti-airs, plug, we're anti-airing. Here comes Jalis with the mix-up, it's front. One more. Burst coming back from Mox, it's immediately goes I started, and it's gonna be enough. Jalis with the great plays at the end there. I'm not sure if Jalis even blocked into the right direction, was slipping and sliding when the burst came out, but suddenly, somehow, Jalis was able to block properly and bait it. And now, Jalis is the one with the advantage going into the potential set point. But it's not a down-so deal yet. One opportunity for Mox to mix. Here comes the obstacle course. Is this the modern obstacle course? I mean, you know, just you wait. We're gonna get Venom back on, back in the game soon, and you will learn the meaning of the true obstacle course. Right through the wall. Would love to get the ice field active again, but you know, it's not the easiest thing, especially when your opponent is aggressively advancing on you. What plays with the 50? We got it active. Making sure that there's plus 10 from this distance. Pushes Mox away to the other side. Oh, it's the classic air dash over. Yozan never fails you, but Jalis able to jump out of the Hikari. Not able to get a punish though. Another Hikari, nice backdash timing. Jump D can't go over, or rather, I guess biking can go over, but then using S ice spike at a distance where, yeah, just like that. If your opponent is dashing at you and not dash blocking, we'll make them combine with the ice spike. I gotta say though, after the couple of the first rounds, Mox has been dash blocking into the ice spike like rather well. But now, perhaps could this be the last wall break? Hard knockdown. Opponent has deflect, has super. Are we gonna use? We're gonna use none of those. This will not bring Jalis to the 50 meter just yet. The throw! That's gonna be enough, right? Yes! Jalis takes it 7-5 over Mox. What a side-to-side back-to-back battle. At 3 points even, at 4 points even, at 5 points even, and then the last sprint at the end of the set, Jalis making it 7-5. The game plan definitely was there. Never break the wall, just zone. Make it impossible for Baiken to do anything very easily. Only if there's a kill, then break the wall, then take the damage. And it's cool that Dizzy does have, you know, sort of different variations to her game plan depending on what matchup she is playing. Right, heading into the Johnny Mirror of the week. It'll be two first-timers as far as Bounty Hunter is concerned, Metadona, as well as Cohortis. I think we have both players already in the lobby, so good to go. Let's see. Right, should I attach? I should probably attach colors to the names. I think this is a little difficult because Cohortis' name is so long in my UI that I can't actually write anymore here. Maybe we'll just add brackets purple on Metadona's name. That should be good, right? And flip the names like so. Alrighty. So Johnny, so guard break, deal, Mistfinder, mix them up. Is the name of the game. It's interesting though if you have two Johnnies on board and they deal sort of in sequence, in sync. Then what's gonna happen if they Mistfinder at the same time? I guess it's just gonna trigger a turn up for both of the players, or you know, kind of like be a little bit of an execution check. Who hit the Mistfinder first? A metadona with the purple Johnny and the Baird versus Cohortis with the blue one. The delay there, able to get the frame trap, able to get the corner as well, but not the clean setup. Worry not though, if we have a 50 meter ready to go, we can always reset into the classic vault deal. The classic from the past game, which was the, whatchamacallit, the Swide Travel YRC, is now in this game the Vault Deal PRC. Ooh, that YRC won't be able to reach because that is outside of the max intended distance of what YRC can hit. The hitbox does not make a difference there, I believe. If you shove your hitbox into the explosion, it does still not trigger. It checks your proximity and nothing else. Cohortis tried to convert into a very late OVA during the combo. Doesn't quite end up paying off, but a Mistfinder prevents the vault. I'm having a little bit of difficulties following up. So Cohortis is blue, reminder to self. Misses with the Mistfinder, but perhaps was it a blessing in disguise for there was a burst afterwards and the card was still there. With the throw, one round apiece to open this setup. Cohortis going into the last round with a little bit of an advantage, being way closer to the full burst gauge. Turn up, causing the guard crush. Ooh, missed there on the TK Yozan. Not Yozan, the Mistfinder, the other Yozan. Nice check there. The RPS often in these block strings is like Johnny could try to bluff you and deal into a card from a sequence that, you know, usually would not have deal in it. But on the other hand, you can definitely check it and try to press a button and tag Johnny out of the deal. Could even try on reaction to pick an option that perhaps chases or tries to reach your opponent as they're throwing the card. And then depending on your reaction speed, might pay off or might not. Nice, Mistfinder from the distance. Cohortis was trying to trigger the turn up. The jump K, ooh, kind of nice conversion, misses it though. And back to the neutral we go, bot deal. Deals into the wrong direction. Cohortis has the same idea as well. And now the card is on the ground. However, it's gonna disappear once you get hit. We'll be able to trigger this one. Every single of those guard crushes. Ooh, that was very gutsy move there. Dashing forward instead of backwards. Speaking of going backwards though, rather neutral YRC from that distance. 6K. Able to make the bulk deal with, but I guess of course, because it has so much forward moving momentum. It's a very interesting interaction there. I have a feeling that this mirror is gonna be a doozy. Oh, gonna be very careful here. That is minus 15 from the Mistfinder, and the closer to the opponent you are, the more dangerous. If you are in far slash distance, it's what, 6 frames of buffer window for you to hit your far slash punish there. Both players dealing, but only one is wheeling. It's gonna be minus there on the, I think exactly -4 on the Ensenga. Good burst timing. Oh, no, that's gonna be a punish. A strange misinput there by Metadona. And will be paying for their crimes, moving on to, once again, the last round of the game number 2 here. Love to trigger that card, but a little too far that time. Oh, the turn-up hitbox actually catching the air dash from Cohortis. We go into the vault deal, we'll be able to trigger it, but no dash forward. It is in fact Cohortis who is dashing forward, but good jump out of the throw attempt by Metadona. Close slash, one of the best close slashes in the game. Johnny Spondy does everything, hits high, hits far, hits everywhere, and converts like crazy. Here we go, deal into, yeah, knows that that instant overhead Mistfinder was probably coming. So just using YRC to get out of there, and now activating the Mistfinder just in the nick of time there. The deal wasn't able to come out. It's a very time-sensitive RPS, or rather time-sensitive interaction, I want to say. When the vault deal is coming, you kind of want to produce a hit as soon as you can, because if the PRC, like the vault deal is going to be usually followed up by the PRC, right? So you have to get whatever interruption you want out before the PRC comes out as well. Alright, that's going to be a wall stake. Break it without the use of super this time. We're going to actually use the super here from the round start. Metadona puts on a little Joker trick. I think caught Cohortis dashing forward. Cohortis has been like super gutsy with oh my god, missing that throw and then going for another one. That is definitely a definition of gutsy. But I mean, Russian players tend to be very like I think a lot of Russian players love the soldier of fortune kind of mindset when it comes to competitive video gaming. Like sometimes you gotta gamble. If you don't gamble, you don't win. You can't win. Right, very good timing with the gold burst. Putting Cohortis into positive bonus prematurely and keeping the positive bonus effect here, moving to the other screen. And Cohortis has 50 already. So this could be some nasty setups here. Just one good old YRC back. Metadona. So far, not willing to go for another YRC just yet. This will be a soft knockdown, but the life is running out. 50. Mistfinder can't be punished. There goes into a vault deal, and that's gonna tag Cohortis out of their instant air dash. Alright, 3 behind us. How's it gonna round start Mistfinder? That will definitely catch a backdash. I guess they're like, because Johnny is one of the most oppressive characters at round start. You have not only a 9-frame far slash, but also a low normal that cannot be backwalked out of. It will just catch people trying to backwalk. So backdashing out of the round start situation is probably a feasible proposal. OVA into. It's funny that the card was still there. That was that was Metadona's card, right? Because it would disappear if it was Cohortis's and he got hit, right? Alright, backing off into instant air dash jump slash. Metadona still wants to play it because we have 100 meter. No RC. But it's that classic situation. You're at like far mid-range, you use Mistfinder, opponent blocks, but there is literally no hit stop. There's like 1 or 2 or 3 frames of hit stop, and that's it for Mistfinder. And that means if you wanna try to press something out of it, you gotta press immediately. You gotta almost press so fast that you can't humanly react to it, unless you were predicting that the Mistfinder was actually gonna come out. Now into the throw, get RC. Yeah. Simple little kill. Yeah, Yeah, well, at least we'll be able to escape the 2S that would catch the backwalk there. Metadona. Ooh, the upfighter that was going into the right direction as well. The hard read. Ooh, both players trying to deal, but in the end it ends up being Cohortis' deal that registers its hitbox first. Walk in there, deal into guard crush. Not even getting a card crush, just using straight up the turn up to combo. Tried to assume the missed fighter stance, however, the bolt deal is a little bit faster. What? Close slash? Close slash, my beloved, will be able to actually catch the opponent there. No matter if they're left, no matter they're right, close slash will produce the same hitbox that should hit relatively far and wide. By Metadona picking up a little bit of speed here. Leading into the game number 5 here, with Metadona having a 2-game lead. Ooh, wasn't able to get the card, so no guard crush and no massive plus frames. Metadona taking advantage of that. Time to break with the hard knockdown. And I think, yeah, this is just a simple safe jump. I think even if Johnny has 50 meter, it's not a 9 framer, right? So Johnny can't really reversal out of his own instant air dash safe jump after the hard knockdown wall break. If I'm not mistaken. Alright, going with the classics, close slash, far slash into OVA. Missed the initial wall break, but getting even better out of there. Getting even more bang out of the buck. Actually resetting. Dancing out of the gold burst. I think, wait, was that actually a true punish on the gold burst? Because it ended up whiffing. As long as it's not blocked, it is actually feasible to whiff punish it. I blinked and I missed it, but that was really great. Weaving back and forth for Metadona. Once again, it feels like Cohortis is sort of reaching a little bit of a conundrum here. Again, the hard read upfighter finds its mark and converts decently well without the turn up. There we go again, round start, vault deal. We'll be able to go over the missed fighter. Especially, I think, would you need to have the upfighter to be able to call that out? Not sure. Oh, the backdash. Doesn't get the follow-up button. We go, nice backdash and straight far slash into the landing frames. Getting a true punish. Waiting for the burst. Never to come out. Instead of the burst, Metadona goes into the reversal super. And we'll be able to get a guard crush, but not from like the best distance for certain after that super. Ooh, gets clipped by the turn up hitbox. Close slash once again finds its target. Tap 5D is a punish. Great reaction there from Metadona against that tap. Once again, playing a nice spacing where if your opponent Johnny tries to instant air dash forward, it is very realistic that their air dash button is gonna whiff and you just get to punish them on the landing. Again, miss input on the TK misfinder, I think, there for Cohortis, but we'll be able to hold this superior position. Both players, oh! But it's Metadona was 1 frame earlier apparently, so it registers, locks Cohortis into the animation. But now Cohortis has so much meter. Super is available here, RC. Ooh, no. Messed it up a little. This is dangerous. Because Metadona has a wall break here with the super. So he's also gonna guarantee a setup afterwards. Deflect shield is available for Cohortis. Would we go for it? No deflect shield in sight. OTG. Or just good old PRC option select and then pick it up. God, that's a heartbreaker. That was definitely Cohortis' round to take there. But of course, in a ruthless competitive sport like the fighting games, if your opponent makes a mistake, you take advantage of it. No takebacks, no remorse whatsoever. Nice timing once again. On the dash forward, we'll be able to put Cohortis in the corner. However, Cohortis fighting out, dealing. The card is missed initially, so won't be able to take advantage of the turn up. Got the block here, just in time, and now take this guard crush, and there's so many nasty things that could happen here. However, Metadona does not end up burning meter, instead just backs off, gets the up fighter, anti-air right once again. Where does the meter burn come from? It's nowhere to be seen. And here comes Cohortis, spending the meter instead, get the throw. We need a couple more hits, or maybe just one, if we're able to build enough risk. Double dash forwards, no fear from Metadona this time. So far, we've seen these double or triple dashes even from Cohortis, but this time, Metadona takes a page of the opponent's book. Right, completely bypasses the deal here before it even hits the ground. Into the wall break. Already queued up the Ensenga though, so won't be able to get a hard knockdown. Joker trick round start is dodged as well. This time Cohortis is the one who tries to go for the up fighter to keep the opponent in the corner. Smack them on the ground. Cold burst is good. And now again at that sweet spot where YRC just can't reach you. 100 meter in the barrels. Fire it! Would be RC. Would it be enough? There's also burst on the side of Metadona. Yeah, the safe play is here. Just let it rock and see what the opponent does. No close slash on the landing here. Metadona gets to press offense. Go with the Ensengas. It's your hardest hitting special dispatch after all. And trade in the close slash is gonna be in Metadona's favor, unfortunately. So close once again. Yet, in games like these, just a small difference is everything. Makes the biggest difference, such as difference of 1 frame here. Metadona slashing through Cohortis' round start button. Got them backdashing. Massive hitbox of the turn up takes care of a lot of things. 50 meter here, just backs off. Dances around, got the 5 heavy! Ended up finding a hit on Metadona in the end. And now, close slash counter hit, that's a big one. Unfortunately reverses the positions. Metadona wakes up with the 6 heavy. Was that a misinput? Or is he just that crazy? This will completely whiff. Will be able to save themselves with the use of PRC. That's a clean hit. Would Metadona burst here is the big question. I think Cohortis does definitely think so, because they took a little bit of like a defensive posture of sorts there, perhaps waiting for the burst to come out. This is technically the first set point position here. From the sliding forward, Mistfighter into the throw, into an up fighter. Won't be able to interrupt this Volt deal in time. And here comes Cohortis. Cohortis really needs to milk value out of this situation. We desperately need the wins. We need to even it up. Soft knockdown. Oh, it's the up fighter again! And the cool thing is, from a counter hit, it does actually lead into a little bit of a juggle. Oh, that's so close, and has the 100 meter though. Just to make sure it sinks in. Metadona with the advantage here. Once again, set point. Nice! Gets the whiff punish against the 6 heavy. 5 heavy whiffs. Mistfighter whiffs on the backdash. The Mistfighter does not have the most amount of actives after all. It's like, what, 2? Is it 2? Maybe 3? I think exactly 2 active frames, right? Slice it through the wall, and now setups are available. Are we gonna deal? Are we gonna safe jump? We go into the jump in. Ooh, the dash under into far slash. Cohortis says, enough of this. I want to play. I want to take it. I want to still persevere in this set. And here he comes. Get the guard crush. 5D. Oh no, Metadona sees it. We'll be able to... Throw, whiff. Seals the deal. Seals the fate of Cohortis. Metadona able to take it over another Johnny player in the mirror match. 7-1 this time. But damn, so many of those games so close. Yet, it's always the same thing. Close is not enough. But hopefully both players enjoyed the set, and welcome to Bounty Hunters for both of the guys here, Cohortis and Metadona. Now we are proceeding into more regular players as far as Bounty Hunters is considered. In fact, this is one of the crowd favorites of the Finnish scene, Hoplan Nagoriyuki. Read the text. Top 8 hero. He ain't lying. 2 times in a row, when nobody thought that Hoplan would make top 8s in super stacked Finnish tournaments. Yet he does. He does every single time. The Alepa superstar is here once again to take another high-profile name. The opponent this time, zawild. Alright, we got both players en route. The new Kai. Yeah, we haven't had a lot of Kais since the season 4 switch either here on Bounty Hunters, right? Let me actually check our stats. Where's the last Kai that we had? I'm pretty sure it was like, yeah, it was just before the season switch. So the 4, or rather the 3 shows we've had so far, no Kais yet. And Kai definitely has some spicy stuff. I mean, some of the spice has been patched out, but if I recall correctly, Kai still has a couple of different ways to set up infinites in this patch as well. I mean, you of course have the very classic infinite, which is like looping. I forgot what you loop, but it's like food arc and then normal food arc, normal food arc. But I think there's still some sort of a like heavy fireball infinite that you can do. Let's see how zawild deals with the Nagoriyuki matchup. It is definitely a matchup that needs to be played a little different than many others. Hoplan start with the round start, Hukyo backwards, and then with punish on the button. Big damage, and oh my god, that was a gold burst! The classic, the visage of the past! Hoplan dances through the burst because it's not forma blue. Blue burst would reach everywhere, but if the opponent goes for the perfect gold burst, it's gonna be able to be dodged by the backwards Hukyo. Oh, and he would definitely. Oh yeah, it's definitely Kai. It maybe looks like Asuka, but it was Kai in Dragon install, so maybe it's a little deceptive. Through the wall again. Hoplan will have to mind the blood, although it is definitely in the downwards trajectory. Slides into too heavy, into another bite here. Hoplan definitely testing the waters. Is the opponent ready to defend against these command grabs, or are they not? With the stagger pressure, finally zawild breaking out of the corner. We'll be able to get the new loops. However, small combo drop there at the end. The routes, ooh, backdashing out of the food arc. Sorry, not food arc. What's it called? God, I'm so bad at remembering Kai's special moves. It's fucking Greed Sever and what is that move called? Dire Eclate, that's it. Right, Hoplan dancing around, ending with a 6 heavy, trying to go for the 9-frame invu move to meet up with the opponent's buttons. Nice backdash, maybe of the fuzzy kind. That's why they say that throws are so dangerous in this game, even though it's a strike throw game. They say it's a little bit more about the strike than the throw. Unless you have guard crushes, then you can definitely be about that throw as well. But here comes Hoplan at the perfect spacing. Not really an opportunity for the opponent to press anything. And then he sees the opening, goes for the blood burn. Would have led into a pop, but that doesn't matter. Woulds and shoots and coulds mean jack and shit when you set it up perfectly. Ooh, okay, we're bursting here, huh? Mask on with that whip. No, that's still active. The massive active frames of the 5K. It's definitely a problem if you're trying to Oki. Ooh, but hold that thought. We got the blood burn for Hoplan. That's actually a lot of blood. That's really close to popping here. I think zawild must be thinking about the previous situations where Hoplan was able to get the blood, or rather the reason with the blood-sucking universe. So often that they're like, they have to be very conscious of it from this point on. We tried a new looking route there, which ended up not working for zawild. The 2Ks meet, and then we double up to the classic, the stun dipper. Definitely faster than whatever you could try to produce at that range, at least. Got the electricity applied, and then into the very high altitude food arc. I think they kind of nerfed some of those conversions, but I think maybe at that height you can still make those combos happen just like old times. Starting with the 2S of the counter hit kind. We're spending and bring the opponent to 50 health here. Hoplan on the aggressive trajectory. zawild chooses, you've burned enough blood here, my time to play. But got those heavy strikes. Good choice on the DP here. We'll be able to avoid the blood-sucking universe this time. The command crab, aka the blood-sucking universe, aka the bite, generally considered like an instant victory condition. If you let it slide, if you let Naga run away with it, it's basically gonna reset his blood situation, and that means you're fucked, because Naga's special moves are some of the best in the game. We're finally seeing a little bit more of those fireballs coming out. But at that distance, the heavy fireball is the dream to get out. However, if Hoplan has the scent, if they're drifting forward with the Fukyo, if they're ready to strike through with the 5 heavy or the like, then the heavy fireball will not do anything. It will in fact be a liability. But if you mix it up with like, yeah, exactly this, the S fireball. The S fireball is way less vulnerable to stuff. And if the opponent tries to follow up or like engage you on the S fireball, that might allow you to recover out in time to prevent their approach instead. Very late RC. We'll be able to get Hoplan back a little bit of blood. This isn't gonna be a pop, is it? It's so close though. Perfect math, Hoplan, mathing it out, realizing that all right, I'm like what, 10 blood away from popping. This is close enough. Just another day in the office for Hoplan. The accountant Nagoryuki. Ah yes, the math checks out. The balance is positive. Choosing to get out of the pressure here. However, zawild not ready to give away the position. In fact, spends. Wait, was that Hoplan who spent the deflect shield here? The bite. Oh, you know what's gonna happen. Samurai mix inbound. Hoplan shows constraint here though. Not just skipping into the samurai mix immediately. He saw the meter of zawilds and the variety of the options that could happen. Here's the samurai mix though. He's holding on to it. He pops, and that's a punish. What a defense from zawild! If he blocks any, if he lets go of FD for any of those special moves, he's dead. If he doesn't block any of those overheads, he's dead. It's in full defensive sequence. You love to see it. But now Hoplan, with conversion into the super, will potentially open up another samurai mix-up situation. Would he go for it? Oh, he's kind of checking around. The burst could come out as well, and the tap dust will be the nail in the coffin. At that moment, Hoplan, or rather, I think zawild realized that the burst won't do anything here. I will just have to... Ooh, what was that? The backwards Fukyo into Beyblade calls out a raw OVA at round start. Is that what I saw? The raw Wild Assault is kind of slow on startup. Nice! We'll be able to actually combo out of the the 2 heavy counter hit, which is a little more rare this patch because you can't cancel your heavy buttons anymore. So you can't do stuff like 2 heavy into Fukyo, into more stuff. But definitely, if you connect your 2 heavy counter hit high enough in the air, you can still combo. Big one. Oh god, that chip damage is so dirty. Into it again. The half of the damage that Hoplan has done here is like chip damage.
Perfect.
The new Nagoriyuki is so scary, especially when he boxes you in the corner. Because you can't, like, at least previous patch, you could kind of like hang in there and be like, all right, I can probably afford to block a heavy button. But no longer. That's no longer an option. You have to FD it. But the problem is if you're concentrating on FD blocking, then you're not concentrating on getting out of there. And that's a problem. And we are in the same situation again. Oh, what? Was able to get the heavy fireball? All right, zawild. With an option select here, maybe. If the 5k whiffs, the orange Wild Assault comes out. The loop. Finishing with a big, heavy DP at the end, but now... I guess technically, Hoplan can't afford to use any special moves here. So the situation was so well in zawild's grasp, in zawild's favor. That's kind of like the optimal scenario where Kai would always like to go against Nagoriyuki. Make him high blood and then be at neutral. The problem is, when Hoplan is high blood, zawild is in the corner. Drifting out of there. A little costly, but we'll take it! Counter hit! That's gonna convert. zawild goes into the burst immediately. Jump over. That was rare footage of you being able to avoid the close slash after a special move from Nagoriyuki. And that's a big combo as well. Too bad zawild didn't quite have the meter here to work with the hard knockdown. Far slash. Oh my god, catches the backdash. Is literally the backdash catcher 2000. With the 2k, preventing opponent from dashing forward round start. Very common option. Ooh, wait a second. We're swinging really wild here. Hoplan though. Look at this conversion. Are they gonna pop? This is not a good pop. So we're converting into 5D, which is another potential option that you could go for unless you have like unless you have a really good corner carrying combo from close slash starter on the ground. I'm a little not in the know this patch what combos Kai can do from close slash, but I will trust zawild's judgment there that the 5D is actually the better conversion than what we could have with a close slash starter. Ooh, Kai stuff. Full screen dash into blue RC, ain't gonna do jack if your opponent's strike is already coming out. And now we are in that situation. Oh, but they got hit. We can still do it. I think we can still do it. Yeah, look at this. There's nothing that Hoplan can really do about the heavy fireball being taken out, but the follow through wasn't quite the cleanest stuff out there. The double 6 heavy will drain out so much blood. It's a 6 heavy city. Look at that. The normal is so much already in the level 3. It's like, all right, the combos don't quite look as fancy as maybe in the past, because they're mostly like, when you're high blood, they're gonna consist of like normal 6 heavy, OTG 6 heavy, and then the combo kind of, you know, looks bland, but it does so much damage. Ooh, nice check on the tap dust there. Hoplan though. The deflect shield does not build the sufficient distance between the characters. So Hoplan is gonna get punished here. And on the electrified opponent, the heavy fireball, sorry, the heavy DP with the new combo routes. Looking really cool for Kai. Tried to whiff punish with the 6K. No dice, a little too slow there. I really like these fireballs, because I'm a firm believer that in this matchup, Kai actually, you know, can get massive value from setting up fireballs and, you know, egging Nagoriyuki to come in and to counter those fireballs. Literally one blood away from popping. The 2 heavy and the 6 heavy landing here, and the subsequent 6 heavy are gonna drain block back for Hoplan, so we're out of the danger zone. But we're still gonna take this pressure until we get an opportunity to use the Nightless 5K. That's literally the defensive button of Nagoriyuki. You don't really press 2P, you don't really press 5P, or even 2K. I mean, you can, but those are like, the breadwinner is like when you can press the 5K. That's like, that chef kiss. That's like the best thing that could happen usually. Yeah, that Tim's, the 5K, the Tim's range. The range that both the Nightless enjoy so much. And here comes Hoplan with a massive amount of momentum. 6-2. He's about to take out another opponent. Misconfirmed there on the stun dipper. But zawild still able to fight on. Resetting in the heavy fireball. Hoplan says no, but so does zawild. A double no. Oh, this is a no beyond super no. Ah, look at this, ready with the 6P. Hoplan knocking on the heaven's door. This is the set point, first set point position for the Finn. The top 8 boy, the Alepa superstar. The undying, the fate and hope of Finnish FGC will end up popping unfortunately this time, but it was only a reset for Mask On, Full Blood, Samurai Mix, perhaps available. Don't even need it. Find the hit, find the kill. Hoplan once again, nobody able to stand in their way. Just eliminating opponent after opponent, even high-level opponents. Give this man a couple of years, and if he stays the course, this will be one of the new wave killers, one of the new age killers, a modern Guilty Gear player of the scariest kind. A player who is not afraid of losing, a player who just keeps absorbing information, who just keeps plowing through, persisting on, no matter what happens. Those are the scariest players, the young souls entering this ancient sport. They are the future. Hoplan is the future. Alright, we got one more to finish off the evening. And look what character it is, Axel Lowe. The first Axel we see on Season 4, gonna be piloted by one of the most capable of Europe. I mean, I think I've said that about Axel. There are like surprisingly like high amount of very high level European Axel players at just any given era. Like throughout Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, and even in Season 4, when they say that Axel is one of the hardest characters to compete with in this hyper-aggressive era of Guilty Gear Strive. They say that Axel perhaps can't make it anymore. Are they on the money? Do they know something? Do they have the facts straight? Or is Axel still a character? Apparently, a couple of characters, or rather couple of people in Europe still think so. And the opponent for Jest tonight is gonna be none other than Pokey, one of the iron regulars of Bounty Hunters. Once an intermediate hero, but now ascended into the advanced bracket And the interesting thing here is that, so initially on the first glance, you would think that Axel can just, you know, Axel can just zone Anji out, and Anji has like no say about it. But it's not necessarily that simple. For, you know, you can always have pretty okay-ish outcomes if you dance through strikes, even at full screen range. So Anji definitely has some unique opportunities to RPS Axel on the ground, which is kind of rare, because like Axel is that character who generally is considered unchallengeable by anybody on the ground. At least initially. Of course you have you have methods such as dash blocking and working your way slightly closer, inch by inch, normal by normal. And then when you find yourself in a perhaps like a jumping distance, maybe you can go for it. Maybe you get enough, like maybe your character has a long enough poke from like a position where Axel uses like Rensen, ends with Rensen, Rensen like one of his heavier buttons, one of the P buttons. Maybe you can get frame advantage enough to sort of swing at Axel. But like generally Axel is like the king of ground game. And that sort of manifests as most characters just having to RPS him with, you know, jump-ins. It's gonna be like dash jumps, double jumps, maybe air dashing over him, coming down from the other side. But enough speculation for now. Let's see how Pokey and Jest are gonna rock it. The first hit goes for Pokey. Drops the combo as well. So I was super sure that maybe Jest would have just bursted immediately, because Anji is one of those characters who just deal the quotations premium damage for Guilty Gear Strive. Any hit is gonna convert into quite a lot of damage. Ooh, from the jump heavy into a really cool looking loop. It's in fact Pokey who ends up having to burst first. And Jest is still holding onto that burst. I'm just gonna save it for a better day, or rather for a rainier day. Now Pokey once again has to find its way in. It's not gonna be through running into the too heavy, at least, that's for sure. Despite the spin option, is like if you spin prematurely and this opponent didn't swing after all, then you know it's not a huge deal. It's not a very hard job for Axel to whiff punish you with these full screen normals. Ooh. Or he could just put out a K button out there and tag you like so. Ooh, still won't be able to escape the corner, and kind of had to go for that burst very, very early as soon as that anti-air landed, because the subsequent hit would have taken Pokey out. But as a result, ends up landing into a very, very disadvantageous position. Now time to try it again though. Pokey on the warpath. Oh, nice shimmy there. Big counter hit starter. Yeah, even Jest is gonna feel the weight of that and not gonna let it rock for free. Close flashes, especially of the counter hit kind, usually pretty safe option to burst. Right, going into the one vision combo. Stop the time. Zawild. Got a couple of actual bombers. Third one. Biggest damage that we can deal, I think? Question mark? Ooh, nice air-to-air pickup, and we have so much meter here. Pokey chooses to save it for the pressure situation, and yeah, the overhead option kinda cannot be comboed out of. So any combo that you end in it, or any mix-up you go into the overhead, can't really burn resources and pick it up anymore. But luckily, at least, it does hard knock down the opponent and allows you to get your close slash Oki, I'm pretty sure. Oh, nice. Stays aware of the situation. Now, a new patch says that if you perform a charged Fujin, it can be followed up with any Fujin follow-up afterwards. Oh, found the Kacho Hugetsu. Spent 50 meter in it. Doesn't give you like the best Oki option, especially against character like Axel. You would much rather like to be next to them. after the hit. Ooh, completely dancing through the tornado. And a big damage opportunity here. Maybe an opportunity to close it out. FD from Jest trying to push Poke away as far as possible. Switching positions, dancing to no avail. However, that time Jest was not able to strike into it as a punish goes over, covered by their own tornado, and jump heavy from the heavens. Hard read, dashing forward. If they see dance activating, then get the throw. Or if you're Gosu, get a close slash counter hit timing. Tech here, dangerous. Oh, we take it. 5D tap, would that be enough? I don't think that's gonna be enough just yet, but we'll be able to get Jest the wall break, and being the better neutral character and at such a massive life advantage. This is an okay situation. However, no cancel there on the jump heavy, gets thrown for their troubles. Why is it? Oh, but that was the held version. So you can definitely spin through stuff like YRC as well as. Does it go through burst? It doesn't go through burst, but certainly through YRC. Plus frames from a Shin, and then Hujin into. When is it gonna end? Knows that the overhead is enough here. The overhead, having received all sorts of like nice bonuses for everything but combo ability, will certainly be able to be like a really nice finishing touch on the rounds now. There's a decent amount of damage out of that combo actually for Axel. There we go. There's the spin. Even though that spin was from so far away, the new follow-up, Mirare will be able to catch the hurt boxes of the Dalsim limbs afterwards. With the strike throw. Ooh, but we have the natural shimmy option here with the Rainwater. Rainwater lost some of its potency though, because it no longer vacuums the opponent towards you. I mean, I guess it got buffed in certain situations as far as I've heard. Ah, yeah. A little hard situation there. Poke, of course, wanted to play because he had full 100 meter and wanted to utilize it. But Jest also was on the same page. Oh, I like that. So the hop kick is quite tricky here, because if the opponent tries to throw between your Hujin, or like Fujin into the spin frames, then you can use the hop kick and call out their throw and get a big counter hit now. So the ult tools really, I feel like, support some of the new RPS structures of Anji really well. Deflect shield. Oh, let's still push into the butterfly! And the counter hit 2D, that's one of the better starters of Anji. Another big close slash starter into Isse. Oh, get time to go through the wall. And now, Deflect shield is the only option that Jest has here. Yeah, has to delay it a little, because if you're way too obvious and spend it immediately. Oh! Wait, the Mirare didn't. Did the Mirare not autocorrect there? Either way, Pokey able to get another round and a leading position here. But we're still sort of warming up. Whereas the players can still be sort of downloading information from the opponent and their habits. Once again, the air-to-air is good. Just not ready to burst immediately. Ooh, good choice there. Not canceling into anything but going into 6P instead after the spin. Jumps out of the command grab. The command grab does definitely have some extra like oomph against characters like Anji, because it can kind of catch Anji from spinning, right? Oh, trying to get a big starter, but that ends up not working out for Jest. Thought that there were enough frames to get the punish on the Axel Bomber. Nice jump out of the command grab again. Overhead, knocks down. Able to get the close slash Oki if they so desire. Goes for a 2P that time. Big damage coming through. Oh, resets. I like it. So this is a very like classic strategy of not breaking the wall immediately, even if you have the meter to kill. Because Pokey thought that next hit it will surely kill, and like it almost did. So in that sense, it was the right call. And also the right call to follow up that throw attempt with a PRC as well. Definitely something that you want to do towards the end of the round, especially when, like, it's the last pixel that you're trying to hunt for. Double spin there. Do we got Encore? Plus frames. Waits out the backdash. And then into the BRC mix-up. Jest is not faced though. Just holding it. But in the end, the late air dash catches the throw attempt on landing. Where's the way out? Where is it? We have so much meter. I think the new Hujin builds so much meter as well. So if your opponent is like blocking a couple of those, they soon find themselves in a situation where you can just dial into like an airtight low and then RC and then keep up the pressure. Nice! Pokey doesn't let that long ass dash into throw go through. Dance into Mirare, into a setup. Won't be able to get enough plus frames from that though. Kacho who gets to steal triggers, however, opponent is too high in the sky. That is definitely one option you can use to call out that parry super. Just be high enough so that it whips, because it only has a limited amount of, you know, reach vertically. The dance is the option. Anything you press here will be registered by Anji and then followed up with the fish.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Okay, so far so good. Has been able to, like, despite, I want to say it's probably like the uncertainty factor that Anji introduces with the spin. Again, look at this. The uncertainty factor, the RPS, the casino, like, sort of disallows Axel from playing his, like, usual game effectively. You can't just press buttons, you can't just press normals as you would usually like to. One wrong timing into a spin and you're taking pressure. And Pokey is advancing with blazing speed. What is the adjustment here? It's like, I think a lot of the time it's just RPS. You just have to, it's just about understanding the options and then playing the options. I think characters like Anji and other like high variance or high RPS characters, I think a lot of players often make a mistake of not participating in their games, where you absolutely have to participate in it. Otherwise, they're gonna kind of like often win by default. But Jest showing some fangs here. And fighting back. Definitely not ready to accept this, you know, overwhelming momentum moving forward by Pokey. Unfortunately, it's also like, sometimes you would like to be airborne. Maybe like doing an instant air backdash and pressing a button against some of those, you know. Oh, is this? I think this is gonna be parried, right? No, the timing wasn't right for Pokey. So big reward for Jest. Got them airborne, I think, with that tornado. So lots of plus frames. Back to defending again, and there's nothing to use but the universal mechanics. The 2K, that is 5 frames. FD, IB, and maybe even IBFD if we're sick. Deflect shield is there too, but what good is it gonna do? I guess sets up an opportunity to go into the command grab to the other side. Close slash. Sorry, 2K, no confirm from Jest though. Trying to align with Pokey. Oh, Pokey not letting that run go through. You are Axel. Zone, good sir. Ah, but there we go. Plays himself into a pretty decent position and then launches the 2 heavy. Jest is definitely still alive and showing signs of vigor here. Jumping over. Ooh, that was actually still a small punish. Yeah, the problem is if you dance from like super maximum range, then there's probably like not a whole lot that you can do. Are choosing to spend on this combo. Is it gonna be enough? Yes, it is. Very nice presence of mind there. that the RC was the way to actually go to kill the opponent. Overhead block, yep, and that's gonna be a punish, especially early to the round when the Anji player hasn't built any tension yet. Getting blocks right on those high lows, those big commits, is the most valuable. Such as, ooh, yeah, I wonder if in that spacing if Axel actually has any punish there or not. Got the backdash with close slash into very decent combo. It feels like the tides of the battle has completely changed suddenly, and this should be a successful hit, right? Bam! And Pokey, yeah, just... It's a tough situation. That's a classic situation where you have like super low health against Axel low, and you know that the chip damage is gonna be coming in very soon. So you're like, am I just gonna accept my fate? I get the punish with the 2K, but is there not a follow-up for Axel from that range? I guess like, yeah, 2K 2D just wouldn't reach. And I think 2K 6P is terrible because Axel has a terrible 6P. Horizontal range-wise, at least. Alright, got the fish. Interesting. 2P frame kill here to go for a safe jump instead. Oh, the Gasol Fugit's actually not getting all the hits possible, but that's definitely worth the 50-meter investment to get out of the pressure against Axel, and the backdash into 2P. The dangers of gambling with the throw in a strike-throw game like Strive. Ooh, interesting with the air. After the air string gets yeah, goes for the same again. The frame trap there in the air chain. It's a lot of value for Jest. Now, which side? Jump D delays the momentum. Got the IB on the cross up, but is it gonna be enough? I think, yeah. Pokey is smart enough player to save the burst for the next round. For that round would have definitely be akin to a hero burst. 2K was able to get the one in there, and the shimmy once again. Immediate burst by Jest. Dances into the tornado. However, I think the Suigetsu no Hakobi just doesn't autocorrect. If you're dancing into one direction, you can't mirror into the other anymore. Which was why it's kind of like Jest was able to jump over to the other side and then punish Pokey out of the spin. Is that how it works?
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Right, a small punish there with the 2S. No follow-up, though. Ooh, that's a brave Fujin straight through the tornado. I guess the tornado just, like, the non-charged tornado will expire rather fast. Hard bait here by Pokey. Not finding the hit initially, but... is that enough? Gets the maximum amount of hits, the full sequence with the 100. Super RC, and then get a couple of normals in between to extend the damage. Nagi high hits, we'll be able to pick it up. I like that again. Resetting on the wall combo before the wall sticks. And now, not quite enough to get the kill. But Jest is certainly in a difficult position. Nice! The backdrift was a really good idea. It's kind of like the... It's kind of like you have to spend it, right? Because if you trigger the dance, you know that at the very least, you're probably gonna be taking a hard knockdown, or you're blocking a move that is ridiculously plus on block, right? Good 6B into. A little bit of a juggle with the Fujins. Trade in Pokey's favor, he keeps pressing the button. Why not? I am the character who has, you know, theoretically better startups for like close mid-range. For Axel is more about the far mid-range. Pokey putting themselves into the corner. Trying to get an IAD out of there, but Jest not letting it go for free. Yet Pokey fighting on. Now first time in a set point position. Tried to throw. Got the shin in there. Nice throw tech. Ooh, but again triggering the spin and into the fish. Ooh, I like that. Was still able to get the 6B, even as Axel. Into the throw. Is this it? Is this the last mix-up tap? Doesn't quite able to get it. No tension left. Able to bluff into the butterfly. However, it's Jest who gets the back throw. Burst by Pokey. Hard read on the dance forward. We got the cross-up Axel Bomber. Is that real? Is this real life? Jest still at 0 hit points. Will be able to air backdash, jump slash, call Pokey out of it. However, no fear. Plays forward. Hu Jin is the finishing touch for Pokey, and I mean, there's really no fear there. Pokey has such a massive buffer. They can still easily lose. So why should I not swing without fear? What's the worst that can happen? Worst that can happen is we go into the next round, or rather the next game, and then the next game, and then the next game. So fortune favors the brave, and Pokey clears this matchup 7-3. But God, it feels so bad watching, you know, like Axel, who is hyper specialized character, doing that one thing that is really good at, being able to sort of persuade it from not doing that one thing by a certain, like, by a single special move from the opponent. But yeah, Pokey once again clears another opponent and living to fight on another day. All right, that would be all of the matches for Bounty Hunters this week. I hope you've had as much fun watching the matches as I had casting them. If you wanna join next week, we do this every Sunday 5 p.m. CET. Here's the Discord link for where you can get the sign-up forms. It's, of course, if you're an international participant, it's usually suggested that you are either from East Coast, which, you know, East Coast people, NA East Coast are kind of like way easier to match with Europeans. And if not, then the safest play is to bring a friend that you can get matched with if you're from a slightly problematic region for Europeans, for we are sort of European or Europe-based originally. So of course the majority of our player base is Europeans as well. Either way, let's see, it's exactly 9 or 8 p.m. CET. That means the gender cross-up should be on in a second, right? What other tournaments do we have today that we could raid? This is, of course, Untitled Unmatched. There's, of course, stuff from the French community, too. You know what? Let's do a little something different. Let's go. Let's go raid a fellow TO in the form of Patriarch Panda. Right, but it's been a fun Bounty Hunters once again. Yeah, so we're gonna see you next week, same time, same shenanigans, same season, or rather same but new season 4. Let's keep figuring out how this video game is supposed to played in this fourth era. But yeah, that said, I'm heading out. I'm getting dinner. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evenings and, you know, all that good stuff. Bye-bye.